Yeah, what up, everybody? Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5. The Fanatic on a Monday morning. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and commenting and joining the chat as we have this amazing collection of crazy people out there that watch us live every morning and they chat. It's like our own audience that I don't look at. But Ray Dunn looks at it. Harry looks at it. I don't want to be confused or distracted by it, but it is a Monday morning as we welcome in and say good morning to Ray Dunn, who is in the number 2 chair today. Hello, Ray.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Without a beard. Ray Dunn shaved to hit a mustache for Saturday.
All very uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you. This seat is too low. I have to use this pillow to sit on to feel like I have any height. I don't have a beard anymore. I'm very thrown off at the beginning of this program.
These are the same chairs that it was, I guess, 2009 when we came up here to this studio. So
makes sense.
That, 16
this
years.
is just a broken chair at this point.
Yeah, we just have broken chairs.
Got it.
Ricky bit the foam off of this chair over here, I think.
Yeah, he watched a bad relief performance in an afternoon game. Sorry.
And he did that.
It's only 1 minute into my week, and I've already annoyed Ricky Bo. I'm sorry, Ricky. I didn't mean to do that.
Let's not do that. A lot has happened this morning, and I mean, honestly, speaking of Bill Colarulo, the Eagles, noted Eagles insider, he came on Friday, and he had said, Myles Garrett's not happening, but the Eagles are looking at one of the Dolphins' pass rushers. What do you know? I'm driving in this morning. A third-round draft pick for Jalen Phillips. So Howie trades for Jair Alexander over the weekend, cornerback, and now he gets an edge rusher in Jalen Phillips. Your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, the Alexander one was funny because I was actually if you go back and look at our Instagram or our Twitter at 97.5 The Fanatic, you could see Andrew, Connor, and I were together for that moment. We were out after the nice Lithuania event. We went with Andrew, too, and the instant reaction was, Jair Alexander, that's awesome. Like, love it. Love the name. We wanted him before. There was conversation this offseason about should you go out and get Alexander, and we reacted to it. We were excited. I was the one that was able to break Adam Schefter's news to them, which is a really strong feeling amongst a group of people. And then I got a text immediately from someone that follows the Ravens very closely that saw my reaction, was like, you're excited about the name. Be wary.
Right of the player.
He's a really good guy. And when anyone starts your analysis with he's a good guy, that usually means they're no longer good on the field because we're not talking anymore about the production on the field. We're just talking about the quality of human that's coming into the locker room.
Well, it's better than being a bad guy who sucks on the field. He's a good guy that sucks on the field.
And
Great trade.
If you're a good guy that sucks on the field, you probably could extend your career by another year or two. I'm just worried that might be a little bit of where we're at right now.
Yeah, there's very little expectation for me. They signed him. He seems like he's a year or two cooked.
Which is crazy. He's only 28.
It happens quick. He signed a 1-year contract with Baltimore, and he essentially has been inactive the last couple of weeks or hasn't really played at all this year.
On a defense that needs bodies.
Sucks, right. So, I don't know if it solves the Eagles' corner problem. We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco coming up here at 10:55. I know that he has at least tweeted that he thinks it's still Keely Ringo's job, and this really doesn't affect him. It's Keely Ringo's job until it's not Keely Ringo's job anymore. They've been touting Keely Ringo since training camp, and he's done everything to give you no confidence that this is really his job. So they may go back to Ringo. Maybe it's a Dory Jackson at some point. Maybe it ends up being Jair Alexander. I don't know, but they're throwing bodies at the problem.
They're throwing darts at a dartboard right now. That's what this is. This is a lottery ticket. I bought one last night, and Howie traded for one on Saturday. Like, he went with a lottery ticket here with Jair Alexander of, like, here's a guy that's been successful in this league. When he's played, he's been really good. He's only played 16 games over the last 3 seasons. That's a concern in itself. This year, it seems more performance-based wise not on the field than anything else. Now, I think he was banged up in training camp a little bit. That might have kept him out at some point. But overall, if he's lost a step, he's only playing 2 games for a team that needed bodies in the secondary. That's a concern.
Right.
It's Ja'Cory Bennett. It's Keely Ringo. It's Adoree Jackson. One of these guys also probably doesn't have a job by the end of all this. They traded for Michael Carter, too.
Yeah, it seems like someone's going to get traded or released. I can't imagine they make this trade and they're going to have a bunch of bad backup cornerbacks, which is really what they would have, 4 of them at that point. Someone's going to have to take the job. And by the way, he only needs to play 9 games plus the playoffs. This isn't a full season that you're looking at Alexander. He's going to step in and just do the best that he can. Maybe it ends up being Cooper DeJean because all these guys suck towards the end of the season or in the playoffs. Here's what I know. Vic Fangio signed off on it. One of their assistant coaches, I think the secondary coach, had him in Green Bay. so he can speak to the type of a dude that he is. So as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. If he can't play, I have no expectations. They didn't give up anything. They swapped the 6th and the 7th round pick. That's all they did. So they now have a 7th instead of a 6th.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's not that consequential of a deal. It's just if this is the answer, Michael Carter and Jair Alexander, there's a legitimate question as to whether or not they have enough out there in the secondary still.
Damn it, Ray, you've buried the lead. The Eagles have traded for Jalen Phillips. I mean, that's the real trade that happened today was Jalen Phillips acquired from the Dolphins, 3rd-round draft pick. Phillips is a former number 1 pick. I remember during the cycle, because the Eagles love defensive ends, the Eagles were, of course, looking around and be like, oh, like Jalen Phillips. He is your natural edge rusher. He's a true defensive end. He is out there to play the run. Now, he hasn't lived up to the first-round expectation. He's also not a bust. He has had a couple of good years with the Dolphins. He had a couple of injury years or an injury year with the Dolphins. He's been healthy this year. He has 3 sacks. I was going through the game log. He had a sack in their last game. He gets tackles for losses in the running game. So what you hope is Vic Fangio said, get me him. Mm-hmm. And Vic Fangio knows how to use him. And on a line that has Jalen Carter and everybody else that they have, he's able to get some more one-on-ones, and he's able to be more productive. And the upside of this trade, a 3rd-round draft pick's a 3rd-round draft pick, but who cares? Who cares?
And I think he ends up playing into the comp pick formula if they lose him anyways.
Correct. Yeah, they would get a 3rd if he leaves in the final year of a contract. So if he leaves in free agency, then you get a comp pick back in return.
And his best, one of his most productive seasons, 6.5 sacks in 8 games was with Vic Fangio. Had an interception that season. So I guess when we talk about, you know how Vic Fangio likes to drop those guys into coverage, it worked at least once for him. It's a guy from Miami that doesn't hate Fangio, which is good. It's a guy that seemingly was productive under Vic Fangio, which is good. You needed to add to that edge rusher room. I like it. I'll be honest with you. Friday, and we're going to get to this with our Eagles insider on this station, and I'm not talking about our wonderful friend Andrew DeCecco. We're talking to at 10:55 today. When Bill threw this little nugget out there on Friday, I was like, there is a 95% chance by the time I show up here on Monday that trade happens. That Jalen Phillips will be a bird.
It made sense.
It makes sense on a whole lot of levels.
It's a Howie move. They feel like now that maybe they try to re-sign him because the Eagles defensive line lacks their best pass rusher. Mm-hmm. I like Nolan Smith a lot. He's good against the run. He can get to the quarterback, but they lack that guy that could be a true double-digit sack guy every year. They don't have him. How do you get him? You got to draft him, or this is an Eagles move. You're getting him at an undervalued price coming off his rookie contract where you still have the pedigree being a first-round draft pick, and you're scooping him up when people aren't really paying attention, and he becomes that guy. So, to me, whether you resign him or not, your pass rush today, and this is something you said when they re-signed Brandon Graham, this can't be the only move. So now you look at the edge rushers, and you have Phillips, BG, Hunt, Uche, Nolan Smith's coming back, Patrick Johnson. There's another guy there that I'm not even. Ojolari, who's hurt. Yeah, and he who knows what happens with him. But you actually have now. You have some decent defensive ends. You have some decent options.
Yeah, and now you've seen John Campbell at least get snaps there, so you understand that if you need someone in a low percentage share, he could maybe move down there every once in a while. But you've now got a room when Nolan Smith is healthy and you actually get Phillips up to speed, where you feel like, all right, Jalen Hunt being the 3rd guy, Uche, who I think has actually been quietly solid,
he's been good.
Being the 4th guy there, all of a sudden, is that a room that you got some depth in? Here comes Brandon Graham back from retirement. Is the 5th guy for you? I think he's going to probably take some snaps away from one of Uche or Jalen Hunt. I can't imagine he's just here. I know we all want to say he's here for the low percentage of snaps. He's not back here just to be a cheerleader. He wants to play.
No,
so I imagine he'll be
going to get a dozen snaps.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's a deep room, assuming health, which is tough to do with Nolan Smith and tough to do with Phillips and a guy that's 37. It's a really good room, and you have to assume health because what am I going to do? Forecast an injury?
No.
Yeah.
Or root for it so you're right?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Good. This is a good weekend. I had a good weekend.
I had a
good
great
sports weekend.
Yeah, I feel great.
Except the Dodgers won, which wasn't.
I mean, wildly entertaining.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, if they're going to win, at least let me be entertained and feel like I have a shot.
Poor Jeff Hoffman. I'm not going to use they should have re-signed Jeff Hoffman. Again, in a big spot, he gives up a home run. I feel bad for him.
Did Saturday night change your way? Did Dave Dombrowski actually make the right move, not bringing back Jeff Hoffman?
He's a genius.
610.
Yeah, we'll leave with that. 610-632-0975. It was a good weekend. A bunch of the teams, the Packers lost, Lions lost. A couple great games yesterday, down to the finish.
Yeah, for the Eagles' perspective, it was about as good a weekend as you could have had.
The Eagles start today. If you go to ESPN.com and you look at they put up the playoff seedings, the number 1 seed in the NFC, your Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a beautiful thing. It is really
Got a long way to go. Nate Tennyson is producing today, 610-632-0975. Are they done? The Eagles, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Are they done? We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco coming up. Could they be looking for another corner? Can't imagine looking for another corner. Some offensive line depth. We'll talk about it. And what else do we have coming up next, Ray?
Yeah, coming up, we're going to get into whether or not they should be done. And on the Eagle Eye podcast from NBC Sports Philadelphia, Ruben Frank breaking down a little bit of Jair Alexander and the concerns that we might have about whether or not he still has it and whether they could still look more at that secondary. We'll play that for you coming up.
Unfiltered with Ricky Bo, Bill Collins.
a step as a quarterback. you lose it. You can't play that way. So that's why you see a lot of cornerbacks who are kind of, that one step can cost you your career. So I'm not sure where he is. We'll see. I don't mind the move because they, again, didn't give much up. We'll see where he fits in. How he's working on that secondary, though, that cornerback spot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps working on it.
That's Reuben Frank on the Eagle Eye podcast on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Wouldn't be surprised if he was looking for another corner. Let's just stash as many corners as possible in the trade in the free agent market.
If you trade for every corner in the National Football League, one of them has to work out, statistically speaking.
Well, not necessarily. So what he's essentially saying is Jair Alexander could be washed, and he very well could be. The problem is who's behind Keely Ringo right now. Bennett's not off. Bennett's not active. I guess they could.
I would imagine he's going to be active by the time they take the field against the Packers.
He was injured reserve, so I think they had that whole practice window thing where he could practice and then they can activate him within a couple of weeks. So he would be your second, and then but what happens if he gets hurt again? You know what I mean? Like, this is a depth thing now.
Well, yeah. It's a depth thing with both of the positions that they're addressing. I have to give credit where credit's due because I'd be sitting here fuming and probably foaming at the mouth on Wednesday if they hadn't made any deals to address edge rusher or corner. They're trying. You mentioned with the compensation going back and forth. Like, am I really going to lose sleep over a 6th round pick?
No.
So it's not that. It's just
you got a 7th. You didn't just give up a 6th. You got a 7th in return. It's a pick swap.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not like the issue is more or less like whether this guy's going to be the opposite corner at any point.
Right. Well, I mean, the fact that you were able to get him for that kind of a pick swap
with a team that still thinks it has a chance. The Ravens haven't packed in the season,
and nobody else was willing to give more. Like, I think your expectations have to be there are no expectations other than, hey, if he can end up helping out, he can help out. Jalen Phillips is a different story,
right?
Where you're looking at him to not solve your issues of getting the quarterback, but he has to be a big part of it. All right, so he started 9 games this year. He has 3 sacks, and like he has played very. Like, I don't know enough about their defense. I don't know enough about what they're doing. I don't know enough about guys around them. Is he getting doubled a lot because there's nobody else on that line? I honestly don't know, but he's a former first-round draft pick. He has had his most sacks he's had in the season was 8.5 his rookie year. He was healthy his rookie year, his second year, and then he got dinged up. He only played 4 games last year, 8 games in 2023. So if you can keep him healthy, maybe if everything works out, the Eagles re-sign him because they love what they see. Maybe this is just for the rest of the season. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care about next year. 3rd-round draft pick. Third-round draft pick.
And again, you could get that pick back depending on what happened. Like, I'm not so concerned. Somehow they still have 8 draft picks.
Yeah, Howie's always wheeling and dealing.
I just kind of assumed at some point the cupboard would be bare. And it's like, which is why this conversation about him still doing something before tomorrow at 4 o'clock exists.
Would you be surprised?
I wouldn't. And now this isn't coming from information down in Novacare. That you got to wait till 2 o'clock to get that. But for me,
yes,
I wouldn't be surprised of it just because he still has so much draft capital left.
I get it. It can't be a defensive end or an edge rusher.
Right.
It seems like they have enough bodies now.
And I feel like they have enough bodies at corner.
Yeah, until they release Adoree Jackson or they release Bennett. Seems like they would keep him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Adoree Jackson gets.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, at this point, it's just a numbers game. Sorry, Adoree. They gave you, 7, 8 weeks to try and figure this out?
Right, and then maybe by week 15, if it's like none of these guys can play, hey, Coop, you're going to play a little bit more on the outside. We're not going to do it the whole season, but you're going to have to play a little bit more on the outside.
Which, again, the Michael Carter trade is a nice nudge at like, hey, if none of you guys figure it out, Cooper DeJean's taking your job. Which
he's throwing bodies at the position. He's hoping one of them stick. So, yeah, like the Eagles are 6-2, and they have a tough stretch coming up. I would have loved to see the Packers win as opposed to you going to Lambeau coming off a loss. You'd much rather have them feeling good about themselves. The Packers lose at home to the Panthers yesterday in a brutally terrible, boring game where they kicked the field goal as time expired. But, yeah, and then you have the Lions after that. Lions lost yesterday. That was a bad loss to the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy.
It was a beautiful bye week.
It was great.
It really was. You addressed a couple of positions in need, and everyone lost ground on you. Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was the Commanders. And if you were still, I was not still awake to watch Jaden Daniels get injured last night.
And I wish that no one posted the clip because I didn't need to see that.
Man, what is it with these injuries?
It was hanging the wrong. I don't even want to talk about it. It was disgusting.
Nate Tedison's producing today. Nate, did you see the video or the picture of Jaden Daniels?
I heard about it. I don't want to.
Don't look at it. Yeah. So picture if you're on the ground and you have your hand on the ground and your hands going forward. His hand's facing the other way. It's dislocated his elbow.
Yeah.
It's not his throwing hand. He was trying to brace himself going down.
Which the picture is, I guess, the more ridiculous thing to be posted around.
Picture.
Like, why are we taking screenshots of that and posting that? I don't need to. You tell me dislocated elbow, I can envision it in my head.
No, you can't envision it.
I don't want to see it.
No, I don't want to see it again.
I don't want to see it again. I watched the video. I saw in the video as it goes the other way. I'm like, that doesn't look right. And then I scrolled 2 tweets later. Someone has a nice blown up screenshot of it. Like, I don't need to see that. I don't need to. It's gross.
It really was. You feel bad for the kid too. I do. But
I feel terrible for
the
him.
Commanders are cooked. They're 3-6.
Lost 4 in a row.
Hey, you know how hard it is to win year after year in the NFL? All the Commanders fans, after they had their little party out the Hard Rock, all the Commanders fans thought that they'd be right back this year. Now we're beating Eagles in the division. And look, they're 3-6.
We're playing for something important this year, and it's that graphic. Back-to-back division titles. Are we finally going to get it?
It's amazing. Well, they just drafted a linebacker, first since Jerry Robinson in 1979 in the first round.
Yep.
They broke that streak, and the streak will be broken.
Yep. And they did the corner streak 2 years ago in the draft. Basically, when they win the division, I'm going to throw another parade for the fact that it was back-to-back division titles. Because I already have one parade on the books. I don't know when LA is doing it, but we got to make sure that I get out on the road for that this week.
Our feedback segment is the final segment of the program. 975-FEEDBACK at 975thefanatic.com, or the text line, which we should get to the text line on the other side, 610-632-0975. That's how you text us. It's our regular phone number, 610-632-0975. But also, if you want to do feedback, just put feedback on the text and put your name and location, and then we will save that, and we will get it professionally voiced by an AI voice. All right?
Yeah, feedback from the YouTube chat's going to involve a lot of my look today.
And Ray has shaved his face. He went out for Halloween. He was Ron Burgundy, so he had the mustache. Mm-hmm. And he didn't not want to keep the mustache, even though everybody wanted him to keep it for obvious reasons.
I live very close to a school. It would not be good. I actually park in the school's parking lot. Walking out there today, I would not have been welcome.
No, you couldn't keep it for one day of the show?
No.
So he shaved the mustache off already. So clean,
I'll tweet it out. I'll tweet out a picture of it.
Clean shaven Ray. What's your Twitter handle?
At RayDunn975.
At Ray, yeah, but DUNNE. It's the problem.
Oh, God forbid you got to put an E at the end.
But people don't know. That's why you have to say it. Like I say my social media handles, John Marks Media, JONMARKS Media. Otherwise, it'll be JOHNMARX. It's a big issue. It's a big issue. But you promised to put out a current picture of you too, because you look much different without the.
Yeah, I guess I'll do the Friday during the show, Saturday as Ron Burgundy, Monday during the show. The evolution of Ray over 4 days. I'm gonna miss the mustache. I didn't actually hate the look as much as I thought I would.
You probably pulled it off.
I don't know if I pulled it off.
I haven't even seen it. Show me the picture. Show me the picture on your phone now. Let me see it.
We'll get your reaction to it.
610-632-0975. We'll get the reaction coming up. That Ray with a mustache. Did he pull it off?
No.
Did you get any? Did you get any action on Saturday? That's the question.
No.
You did? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not surprised. I heard you were eating a burger before you went out on Saturday. So that's
a wonderful burger. Yeah, Big fan of that burger. I got clowned for that, by the way, by this group. We'll get to that later on.
That's all. Oh, we got plenty of time to talk about. DeCecco joins us at 10:55. He'll give us the latest on both trades, what could be coming, and what type of a player are both of these. Phillips obviously has more in the tank, but 3 sacks ain't great through 9 games. That's coming up. It is Middays with Marks. What do we have coming up next there, Rob?
We're going to get to whether or not you feel like the Eagles have filled their needs. You've heard from both of us. We'll get to your reaction to the text line on the phone lines at 610-632-0975. As you said, Andrew DeCecco coming up at the bottom of the hour.
All right, we're back after this.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another trade from Howie. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. After acquiring Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander last week, the Eagles acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins were a 2026 third-round pick just this morning. Harry Roseman has been keeping busy during the bye week to load up the Eagles for the second half push of the season. The Sixers beat the Nets last night, 129-105, but the big story was Joel Embiid being fined $50,000 by the NBA for a gesture he made during Friday's NBA Cup against the Celtics. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. The Sixers are now 5-1 on the season. The Flyers dropped their second game in a row last night to the Calgary Flames, 2-1. Travis Konecny scored the only Flyers goal. Post-game, Rick Tucker spoke on the team's will in their loss.
Well, you got to keep pounding it, right? And we got to find people who want to continue to do it. So we'll find them. But it's my job to get these guys to do it, right? You had a good record going in 2 games ago, and we just the will wasn't there the last 2 games. We just didn't have the will.
The Union are now in the MLS Cup semifinal. That will be on November 22nd or 23rd. They knocked out Chicago Fire on Saturday. They will either play NYCFC or Charlotte FC. This update was brought to you by the International Hot Rod Association, and Doran Hybrid, where the roar of the engine meets the torque of the wrench. Building champions on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets at ihra.com. I'm Nate Tennyson on your home of the Flyers, Sixers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
On a football Monday, I actually preferred and I love this song, but I preferred the groovy tunes that were underneath that All-Star.
Hey, now.
Were you paying attention to it?
I heard the Smash Mouth at the beginning of the promo.
Well, no, I didn't even hear that. I heard when it was, I think it was generic like music that they use underneath spots or promos or whatever, but it had a modern Brady Bunch feel to it. Not that you would understand that.
I know the Brady Bunch. 9 boxes. They had the housekeeper. It was the 2 families that came together. There was a story of a man named Brady.
What did Mike do for a living?
Oh, all right. Let's not get crazy here.
So you never watched it.
I mean, I've watched
You're aware of it.
Yeah, I've watched like 3 episodes of it. I'm aware of its existence. I didn't binge the entire Brady.
So while you and Nate and everybody else is watching these cool shows on streaming services and HBO and stuff, I'm watching Brady Bunch.
Are you anti-streaming service?
I just don't like. I don't like anything good. I guess I don't know. I don't really watch anything new.
I mean, I don't watch much new. I just have the logins of the people that I've lived with throughout the years.
I have enough streaming services to where I could watch whatever I want.
Right. I'm just not a big show guy.
Not a show guy.
I haven't really been a show guy. As a single guy in the city, I find other things to do than watch what everyone else is watching.
Yeah, no, I just like I'm completely I don't know. I'm just not interested in these shows. I watch Cheers. I DVR Cheers.
Nice.
I watch Cheers, the whole catalog of episodes. Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. I'll rewatch
Why
Seinfeld.
Nate, why does that not surprise me that the first thing he quotes is How I Met Your Mother?
It's a great show.
The biggest non-surprise of the day so far.
I will say the first.
I think Nate would like it too.
I mean, especially after he shaved his mustache. And at first he said, yeah, I lived near a school, so I had to shave my mustache.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Now he's talking about How I Met Your Mother.
It's sus, as the young kids would say. It's sus. No, mate, it's a chick show. And anytime I say that, guys will like, they want to fight me over it. A lot of guys like the show. It's a chick show. All right?
All right.
Deal with it.
That's fine.
It's friends.
You're watching the Brady Bunch. I don't really think I have to use my masculinity here in this argument.
And Leave It to Beaver. I'll watch. I actually cried at an episode of Leave It to Beaver not too long ago.
And I'm the one that's watching the chick show.
Oh no, I have major problems. You're just watching a chick show. Anyway, Bill Colarulo demands, because he broke the story on our show. Let me see exactly what he wants. Sure, we'll talk to him in a little bit. He says, I want the words from Ray. I was wrong, and Bill was right all along. He is an NFL insider.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, DeCecco's coming up. We'll get some details.
Yeah, and we'll play for it coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. We'll play Bill reporting this.
He did report it
because we want everyone to know Bill had a report about this before it happened.
Well, so we're doing a show about the Eagles trading for Myles Garrett, and Bill comes on and he essentially ruins our show because he says, yeah, they're not trading for Myles Garrett. They're after one of the ends. And he knew it was Jalen Phillips, but he didn't want to put too much out there. But after, like we even said on the air, he's talking about Jalen Phillips.
But yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that whole aspect
of
this whole thing because I think it's very important for us to break down the report that we got on Friday.
What do you have on the text line regarding the Eagles so far, what we've done?
Nate, what do we got on the text line?
Yeah, we got Galton from Havertown says, it's a platoon for cornerback. Harry's taking a page from Dave Dombrowski.
Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? Remember when they kept staying with Kepler and everybody's designate him for assignment. Get him out of here. Dave Dombrowski said he has power potential. He's our best option compared to what else is out there. If you could have acquired somebody that would have been better than Kepler, Kepler would have been gone. And then Kepler got hot, and he actually helped the Phillies a little bit down the stretch. Any of these guys could be released. Jair Alexander could not be on the Eagles in 3 weeks. Who knows? Keely Ringo, I think, is safe from losing his job. But Dory Jackson, who knows? But unfortunately, they went into the season knowing that they probably were going to have a problem with Keely Ringo. That's why they signed to Dory Jackson. That's why they traded for Bennett at the end of training camp, and they're still trading for guys to try to figure out the position. So,
yeah. Can I ask for a ban? Like, after we did the 2023 Gauntlet part of the schedule conversation, I thought we put like a little bit of a moratorium on Gauntlet. Can we do that with Platoon? Can we stop with the word platoon until at least next baseball season?
Yeah, not in football. You don't do platoon in football.
I just don't want to hear the word anymore. I heard it enough during the season.
Yeah, platoons can be effective. If you're platooning cornerbacks, that's not a good
No.
That's
Baseball
trouble.
Effective, football disastrous.
Yeah, I think that's trouble. All right. DeCecco's coming up here in a little bit. What could be next?
Oh.
offensive line help. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could get one more. To me, it feels like they're done. I know Ruben said they might not be done. I can't. They really train for another corner. Is another corner opening up? Another edge rusher?
It's a good bit. It really is. If you're Howie Roseman, you brought in Dory Jackson. Vic Fangio, back in training camp, made it very clear Dory Jackson was the guy that Howie Roseman wanted. So now Howie's like, you know what? I'm just going to throw as many cornerbacks at you as possible to try and address the hole that I obviously left on this defense.
Yeah, you look at the Eagles. For all the bitching and complaining that we do, they're the best team in the NFC. Right? I mean, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. I think it's very close between the Lions. They lost yesterday, the Lions, and the Eagles and the Rams. And it's going to come down to matchups where you're playing the game. I wouldn't want to play the Rams again in the playoffs if I was the Eagles. They've beaten them too many times in a row in close games. But the Eagles have put themselves right in that same conversation with the Lions and even the Packers and everybody else. The Bucs, I guess. I mean, I seem to be not giving the Bucs the respect that a lot of people think they deserve. But coming out of the bye week with being the number one seed, and here's the other thing, we talked about it earlier, Ray, with the Commanders. The fans they've been such a loser franchise for so long. You don't realize it's not easy to win year after year. That often you see the adjustment made to the young quarterback in that second year, and he's not as good. He doesn't stay healthy, and that's been the problem with Daniels this year.
And that's the thing with Daniels coming out was he's a dynamic player, but some of the hits he took at LSU, I was like, if he does this in the NFL, his shelf life is not going to be very long. I mean, I'm not trying to.
It's reality.
Yeah, like take that today, but it's scary. I mean, watching that injury happen as it does was, again, still just chilling to watch. But he's been banged up, and his style of play is not exactly one that I think keeps you healthy for a long time.
So keep that in perspective, that to win the Super Bowl and then to go back the next year, the Chiefs they lost again yesterday, so they're 5-4 on the season. Ultimately, they're going to be there at the end of the year.
Yeah, that was the ultimate Bills Super Bowl moment.
It was, and then they'll beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, they win that game at home over the Chiefs. How many times have we seen that go through?
He's 5-1 in the regular season against the Chiefs.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point.
At some point, you got to just that's not even a win. That's not even a win you celebrate.
No, that's a.
We took care of business this week.
We're so focused on getting to the Super Bowl, none of these games matter.
Right.
None of these games.
Sixers second round mentality.
It's a weird year in the NFL, but it should show you that the Eagles are to come out like they did. They lost some bodies on defense. They're 6-2. They have a tough portion of the schedule coming up, but it's 4 really tough games to start the year. So we'll see. All right, coming up, we have DeCecco coming up. But what else do we have coming up next, Ray?
Looking at the general weekend that was in the NFL, Micah Parsons had something age horribly a few days ago into this weekend about the matchup with the Panthers. We'll play that for you. There's a new number one in the NFC. What does it mean for this team going forward? We'll get into that coming up.
All right, we're back after this. It's Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic. But we got to welcome a new partner to the show. That's right. New partner to the show, but not really new for me because we're talking about my people over at Morgenstern Medical. Yeah, so if you didn't know, and if you're watching on YouTube right now, I had a hair restoration procedure with Morgenstern Medical many years ago now. But, I mean, listen, like Ray looks good clean-shaven, but he doesn't like the hair's looking good. You can see it right now. But this isn't my natural hair, although it is your natural hair because that's what it is. That's what they do. Morgenstern Medical gets your hair back. Does it naturally. I get my hair cut every couple weeks, and right now it is a great promotion that they're offering right now. All right? How about $300 off a hair restoration procedure? That's right. Give Lisa a call at Morgenstern Hair Restoration, and she'll take care of you. And if you say, hey, I heard about you on Middays with Marks, you'll get $300 off. $300 off your hair restoration procedure. Just mention me, and this is Morgenstern Hair Restoration, the best in the business, the most experience. I'm over their office every couple of weeks. I have maintenance done on my hair, so it's just not about the hair restoration procedure. It's what happens in the decade after that. You're trying to keep the hair that you have, and you do that. They're the experts in the industry. I've been dealing with Lisa and Cheryl and everybody over there for such a long time. The best in the business. That's Morgenstern Hair Restoration. You can call them 610-980-4000. 610-980-4000. And I don't have my I don't have the website, so I don't have the copy in front of me. But Morgenstern Medical, I'll tell you, I will I'll give you that later. Morgenstern Medical, 610-980-4000.
Philadelphia.
It's just all about us and how we prepare.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. That's the point of being a trap game. You don't know it's coming. Man, that was bad. Your boy Jordan Love, not good yesterday.
No, he was not. Jordan Love, inconsistent. Talented, but inconsistent.
Panthers are now 6-4, 16-13 as they hit a field goal as time expires. I mean, I was just watching. I was watching Red Zone, so it was you going around from game to game. So it's not like I was centered on this game. Of course not. But every time they put it on, it was painful to watch.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't watch the full version of this.
Bryce Young had 102 yards and an interception. But, again, Rico Dowdle, damn, man. Another good game for him. He had over 100 yards. But it was a tight game in Green Bay. And, Jordan Love, not good. And they lose, which is good for us. So Green Bay now 5-2-1 on the season as the Eagles will be traveling to Lambeau for Monday Night Football 1 week from today.
I know, and this is going to be a week in which a lot of this station will paint me as a Packers fan.
You're a Packers fan?
I'm not. No, I just happen to really enjoy Jordan Love's game. I was not a fan of the Packers prior. I'm still not a fan of the Packers. I just like Jordan Love, the quarterback. Has there never been anyone coming out of college where you're like, this person's going to be good? And then you watch them, you're like, yeah, I want this person to be good. And then when they are good, you're like, oh, look at that. That's fun.
It's all about your take. That's it?
I mean, I want Jordan Love to throw 4 interceptions on Monday night.
Right.
Ideally. And I would love for that to be. But this week will be one of those weeks where I'm painted as the enemy. I'm just getting out ahead of it.
You feel like a scout, and you're coming out, and you want to be proved that you know what you're talking about.
Correct.
He wasn't not the first overall pick. He was picked in the 20s.
Right. I believe my exact take was Bill Belichick would win the breakup with Tom Brady if he drafted Jordan Love.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a strong take.
And then he drafted Mac Jones. They made the playoffs the first year, so tough luck for me there. But I was never wrong. It was just early for an assessment on that team.
And when Love came in for Rodgers, he did not look good initially.
No, but
he settled into the role, but he is inconsistent.
Yeah, and I do think Jordan Love probably would have failed if he had Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator as well. So
correct.
In the end of the day, it's a wash. I've just enjoyed watching Jordan Love play. I think it's crazy. When we talk about crazy stats, the Favre, Rodgers, Love, percentage of games started for the Packers by 3 quarterbacks over the last 35 years is absurd. It's one of those
but that's where you lose. You enjoy watching Jordan Love play. I don't enjoy watching Jordan Love play.
I guess you don't like a big arm. I don't know what you want from
I mean, he's fine. Don't get me wrong. I like watching Josh Allen play.
Yeah, all right. Well, if that's the bar, you enjoy watching 2 quarterbacks play.
No, but I'm telling you, I don't like watching J.J. McCarthy play.
If you put J.J. McCarthy and Jordan Love in the same conversation, you do not know ball.
All right. How about this? Ready? I enjoy watching Jared Goff play, both when he struggles because he's the worst, and when he's on fire because he can pick apart anybody and anything. He's a fun quarterback to watch.
Right,
he has
and
both.
When Love is on, he can pick anybody apart.
I don't know. I don't enjoy watching Jordan Love play.
That's okay.
Trevor Lawrence, I love watching plays. He sucks.
I was gonna say, if you love watching Trevor Lawrence, unironically, that's a problem.
No, not
get help.
Not because I like
Seek help. I don't know what helpline that is.
And Sam Darnold. Oh, Sam Darnold, MVP. Had a killer game last night, 4 touchdowns. Okay, come talk to me week 16 and week 17 in the first round of the playoffs with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but we'll get to it. We got to, how about that coming up at 1 o'clock hour?
Okay, yeah,
I want to get to that.
But he's been great. Sam Darnold's been great. That's been
it's been a fun
signing for Seattle.
And the Vikings fans are pining for him. Even though they win yesterday, they were still pining for him going into yesterday's game. That, why didn't we keep Sam Darnold?
Yeah, because
they had the Wentz experience.
McCarthy looked decent. Oh yeah, no, like saying that you like watching Carson Wentz play. There's nobody that actually says that.
I mean, for the reason you like watching Trevor Lawrence play.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for him at this point.
He toughed it out. I don't think I gave him enough props for that last week. Good for you, Carson.
But what he did was exactly what his whole career is. He gets smashed. He's ineffective. He throws the ball. He makes bad interceptions.
Yeah, but he throws for 300 yards, man.
Well, I mean, he had to throw it 50 times, I think, to throw for 300 yards. Anyway, I do not watching Carson Wentz. He just needs to retire. He needs to retire. All right, so Philly, Lions, Packers, Bucks. It's do you take the Seahawks seriously as a team that can, if they get home field, that could be a potential problem?
Yeah, I still think the Rams take over that division. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm not giving enough credit to what they've got out there in Seattle, and their schedule the rest of the way is not exactly difficult. The Cardinals, they do go to the Rams. That'll be a tough game for them. But Titans, they still, their schedule is kind of difficult the rest of the way because they will have a Colts team that you got to give credit to at some point that did lose this weekend. The Rams again in there. Vikings be a difficult game-ish. So maybe I got to give them more credit than I'm giving them. I just think standing the test of time, I would rather back the Stafford-led team than the Darnold-led team. I'd rather back the McVay-led team in the regular season.
No, I agree. Well, Seattle could win the division, and the Rams could beat anybody on the road. Right? Like the Colts yesterday. Yeah, and I was on that game. I love the Steelers yesterday.
I know. You said that Tomlin's got his back up against the wall. That's when he wins. We won there.
You want to, and it was an easy win despite the final score. It was
I got a list of locks of the week. Friday, 125.
Well, and we hit we hit our lock in incredible fashion. If Loveland gets tackled there, like what he should have done was went down.
Yeah.
But if he gets tackled there, they kick a field goal to win it. We don't cover. But they blew a 14-point lead. The Bears. Ray and I both had the Bears -3. I think
I had 2.5.
Okay. All right. Well, but they're down by 1. If they kick a field goal, you don't cover.
Correct. Yeah, I was in dire straits for that one.
So if Loveland goes down or gets tackled, they kick a field goal and there's no win.
Yeah.
It's over. The game's over.
Shout out Colston Loveland.
And he got us the win.
He did.
Don't let us get hot, Ray.
Don't let us get hot.
Don't let us get hot, Ray.
And that's really the story with the Eagles right now after this weekend. The Eagles get hot. They're the number 1 seed again. Like, the next 2 games probably determine whether or not everything goes to the link.
They can split them, though.
They can.
They don't have to win both.
They can split them. But right now, the Pack and the Lions play each other one more time this season.
Yes.
Eagles take care of business the next 2 weeks. Right. Everyone else all of a sudden is looking up. They've already taken care of the Rams, who I think is going to win the West.
They already know. They know.
They've taken care of the Bucs.
Knows. Oh, I got so much to say about the rest of the NFL and all these rats out there. I saw tush pushes left, tush pushes right yesterday, all over the league. I didn't hear one complaint about it. Not one time was it too difficult to officiate.
That was a bye week from complaining about the tush push.
Oh, my God, I'm so angry about it. All right, coming up next is, we have Andrew DeCecco, our number 2 Eagles insider on the station, but nevertheless an excellent insider. All right, I mean, he's not Colarulo, but he's close. DeCecco tells us everything about the trades, where the guys are right now, when they could be playing. Is there anything else that's coming up and happening? Eagles acquired Jalen Phillips this morning for a 3rd-round draft pick. The latest with Andrew DeCecco is coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
More moves for the Birds. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. After acquiring Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander last week, the Eagles acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins this morning for a 2026 3rd-round pick. Howie's been keeping busy during the bye week to load up the Birds for their second half of the season push. The Sixers beat the Nets last night 129-105. Before the game, Joel Embiid was fined $50,000 by the NBA for a gesture he made during Friday's NBA Cup game against the Celtics. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. The Sixers are now 5-1 on the season. The Flyers dropped their second straight game last night as they fell to the Calgary Flames 2-1. Travis Konechny scored the Flyers' only goal, which is his 4th of the year. The Union knocked out the Chicago Fire on Saturday to advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals of the MLS Cup playoffs and will face either NYCFC or Charlotte FC. This update was brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, Sixers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
trades over the weekend. Jair Alexander, cornerback from Baltimore, longtime Green Bay Packer, acquired by the Eagles for more or less a pick swap, 6-7. And then earlier this morning, Jalen Phillips, the former first-round draft pick of the Dolphins, acquired by the Eagles for a third-round draft pick. To discuss that and more is our Eagles insider, Andrew DeCecco, and he joins us right now. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Were you expecting something like this to come down? I know there's been some build-up about the Miami edge rushers being available, and they fired the GM, and there was going to be a move make. Were you expecting something like this from the Eagles?
Yeah, I was, John. And everything that I've gathered, there was a lot of smoke around this, and it seemed to me whether it was going to be Bradley Chubb or Jalen Phillips that the Eagles were going to add an edge rusher from the Miami Dolphins. And they got the better of the two for a lot of reasons. Now, he does have some injury concerns, but Jalen Phillips at 26 years old, he is an intriguing player because he can play the run, he can rush the passer, he's young, and he had some really, really bright moments playing under Vic Fangio at the Miami Dolphins. Now, he will be a free agent next season, and the Eagles forked over a third-round pick. So it is a little bit of a steep investment, but if the Eagles believe that he can be a headliner to a group that really doesn't have one, then I think that's a sound investment.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Eagles are looking for their best edge rusher, and I think Howie looks at it, and you look at what the Eagles like to do, they're looking at an undervalued asset that they feel like didn't reach his potential because he was with the bad organization down there in Miami. You bring him up here, you get a look at him, and who knows, maybe you sign him and you get a little bit of a discount because he realizes this is such a great place for him.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a player who obviously is going to be motivated, but even a change of scenery and playing in a defense like this where he's very well acclimated and he knows how Vic Fangio likes things done, I do believe that you're going to see the best version of him. And injuries have been a concern of his throughout his career, and even dating back to Miami, John. But he played in all 9 games this season, accounted for 73% of the Dolphins' snaps, and I do believe that he should be able to step in pretty seamlessly in this defense, and then it alleviates some of the pressure that was placed on Jalen Hunt that would have been placed on Nolan Smith when he returns, and everybody can kind of slide into these roles in which they're more ideally suited.
Looking at the other move they made this weekend with Jair Alexander, how much do you think he has left in the tank, and how do you think he fits in the depth at corner?
Well, it remains to be seen how much he has left in the tank, Ray. Based on what I've seen, this version of Jair Alexander, I'm a little skeptical, if we're being honest. But at 28 years old, he had, his glory days, but you have to go back to 2022 for that. But we'll see. This is sort of a potentially high upside dart throw, and he has the pedigree that he's obviously a household name, so there's going to be intrigue there from the fan base, but you have to wait and see how this plays out. I view it more as an insurance addition so that you're not overly committed to either Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, or Jacorian Bennett, and you have sort of a fallback plan, but it also gives some more optionality to the secondary where he can play inside, he can play outside, and arm Vic Fangio with some flexibility, and we'll have to wait and see what he's able to provide. Maybe it was simply he wasn't a good scheme fit. The situation wasn't right, but he played in just 2 games, 61 snaps for the Ravens, and was a healthy scratch for 5 games. So there's obviously, while you see the name and the familiarity, and there's some excitement there, some intrigue, you also have to look at the other side of it, and why was he available? The Eagles didn't have to give up much to get him, and now it becomes where does he fit? Because you can try to look at this a multitude of ways. They have 7 corners, 8 when Jacorian Bennett's activated to the 53, and it's really hard to configure where each player fits. I think in the immediate future you'll see Keely Ringo take the reins as that second corner opposite Quinyon Mitchell, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, who knows? That's Andrew DeCecco. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN and WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. He may end up being a starter at some point this season. He may end up being inactive on game days. I have very low expectations. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, Howie for sure is taking some darts and throwing them against the board. And because if Ringo were to get injured, Now you have Bennett, who's already been injured. Now you have Adoree Jackson he's on IR or I know he's out.
He's on IR, but his 21-day practice window was open on October 22nd.
Right. So I mean, you already have injury history at the position. So I guess he was the best guy on the market for what they had to give up. So it's worth it to bring him in, and we'll see what happens. Do you think, Andrew? Do you think he's done, or is he looking for another corner or another end or something else?
I would be floored, John, if they add another corner to the mix here. But I also should add that Jair Alexander overlapped with Christian Parker, the Eagles' fast-rising defensive backs coach, when Christian Parker was a defensive quality control coach in Green Bay in 2019 and 2020. So maybe Christian Parker sort of advocated for this, and I think that certainly played into it, knowing that there's that familiarity, and maybe he saw something on tape that they believe that he's not quite finished yet. I'm still skeptical, and we have to see how he looks in practice for what we get to see, and we also have to talk to Jair Alexander and try to learn and figure out what went on in Baltimore and why was he not able to factor into a defense that was really struggling, if we're putting it mildly, and kind of get a better sense. But you're right. It wouldn't surprise me if he starts down the line. It also wouldn't surprise me if he's inactive. It's kind of one of those dart throws that if you're Howie Roseman, you always want to pounce on that when you have the opportunity.
Should we believe that Howie's done?
Yes, I do. Edge rusher and two corners. They blitzed the corner position, and they got a splash one with Jalen Phillips, which I think we were all expecting at this point. Yeah, I think that he's done. 3 moves in a span of a matter of days. I think the Eagles, they definitely executed their vision and what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, Andrew DeCecco, our Eagles insider, also the Birds Buzz. That's the podcast, Andrew. When's the next
Correct.
pod going up?
Thursday. I will record Thursday, and then it should be up by 6 p.m.
Need to get him in there before Thursday, don't you think, Ray Dunn? I'm chopping at the bit for more Birds Buzz. I listened to the episode last week.
Get plenty of DeCecco tomorrow.
Yeah, I may
That's
have to
true.
record. I may have to record an episode tomorrow while I'm in there.
And so I heard, Ray, I don't know if you were out with the crew, but Andrew was out with you guys on.
Yeah, DeCecco was out. It was a great time with Andrew. Andrew, I've been misrepresented today at the station. They are coming after me for the burger order at Bottle Bar East, and I just want to know your take on me. To clear this up for the audience, we said we were going to Bottle Bar East to get a burger and another drink. I took that as
maybe you said that.
No. Everyone else needed to eat too. Trust me. Yeah. I walked over there. As we get there, I order the beer and I order the burger because you order at the front. It's not like a waitress service. No one's coming to you. You order at the front. They bring it to you. You get one of those like little number things. I order the burger. I was demonized on Saturday and today, this morning at the radio station for the fact that I ordered a burger and no one else ordered food until they saw me get my food. Andrew, have you come to my side on this?
Yeah, I'm with you, Ray. You don't have to tap everybody on the shoulder and say, "Hey guys,
Thank
just so
you.
you know, I'm going to order food now. If anybody wants to join me or follow me in line, I'll be over here." Like you're good. Everybody can make their own decision.
They were on a different schedule because you were leaving and they were
Right.
sticking around. So they were probably interested in having a drink or two and then eating. You wanted to eat right away.
They had enough to drink. They were fine. They could have ordered right then and there.
Well, no, I support you on this, Ray.
Thank you.
I do.
What really should be commended for, John, is that he recommended that place and the food was tremendous.
There's another producer at this station that did not recommend the burger, and he ended up with egg all over his face for how good those burgers were.
Oh wow, look at that! And I hear I hear DeCecco's a wild man when you get him out of the office. That's the insider information I got. DeCecco was a lot of fun.
Maybe
on Saturday.
like 10, 12 years ago.
All right, Andrew, appreciate it. We'll let us know if anything goes down, and we'll pop you on. All right.
Sounds great, guys. Take care.
All right, there he is, Andrew DeCecco, who, yeah, he's. I heard he's a wild man. Had the tie around his head.
You can
Swinging his
see
shirt around.
You can see glimpses of that version of DeCecco. Like that guy existed. He says 12 years ago, I believe it, because you can see you get him out just a little bit, and you're like, he's got the little glimmer of like when you're watching Jair Alexander like jump around, you're like, there's still a little bit of that All Pro that's left. There's still a little bit of Andrew DeCecco that's
Just
left
comes
there
out occasionally.
Yeah,
Right.
There was a chaotic guy in there at one point.
Right.
Yeah.
He's crazy. It's like Nate. Don't send him to the strip club. He'll go crazy.
Oh, I bet.
That's the reputation of Nate.
They got a lot of strip clubs near Mercyhurst.
In Erie, there was one. I never went to it, though.
went to 16 years of Catholic school. Oh my God,
Well, I got to get an ad read like Ray for the strip club here.
Club Risque.
Risque. Oh, you can go.
I got to go ask for my own read for that.
There you go. When we do a day with Ray at Club Risque, you can ride shotgun with Ray.
I'll shadow him.
There you go. 610-632. Right now.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they have enough below average corners. We don't need that another one to it. But
If
Ray,
you take the best straights of every corner they've got, maybe you've got a good second corner.
build the perfect average cornerback by getting all of this stuff from these bad corners, and you can have an average corner.
If you take the experience of Alexander, you take the size of Ringo. I don't know what you're taking from Adoree Jackson.
Not much. Bennett's younger, so you have the youth of Bennett. Adoree Jackson's name's Adoree.
The health of Michael Carter. There you go.
610-632-0975. What could possibly go wrong? We'll check the text line coming up. What else do we have coming up next, Ray?
Well, coming up next, we got to break down the fact that Caldwell had it on our show. I guess.
He broke it again.
Well, we'll get to it.
He broke it again.
We'll get to it.
We'll play it for you. That's it. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Dunks.
We're back. It is Middays with Marks. Ray Dunn in the number 2 chair today. Nate Tennyson producing. Sean Rodman, the associate producer. Our guy, Brandon Dutz, is back from, he was off last week. He celebrated his 21st birthday. Happy belated. There, buddy. 21.
Just absurd. I get it. I look like this today, and I'm not exactly old. But the fact
you're not old.
That Dutz has been here as long as he's been, and he just turned 21, is insane.
Yep.
It's insane to me. Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday.
Now I get to take him out. Did you hear this story that when he started here, I was like, because I like when someone starts here, like, welcome to the team.
You were illegally buying him booze?
I said to him, I was like, hey, would love to grab lunch, buy you a beer, get to know you type of thing. He didn't know how to respond to it. And I was like, I guess the new guy's kind of weird. The reason why he didn't know how to respond to it is because I was offering to buy booze to a minor. Yeah, I just assumed he got hired here. I thought he's got to be 21. This would be the way to get to know him. Good thing we didn't go through with that.
Temple women's basketball may have fired you, Ray, if you would have been giving a minor alcohol.
I probably would have been fired from a number of different places.
You may have been.
I wouldn't be here. That Crossing Broad story would have been awesome.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's find an underage kid for you to buy alcohol for. So Fanatic All-Star Day. So Dutsy he's our YouTube producer, but Fanatic All-Star Day is tomorrow. We're gonna have Jason on co-hosting, Jason Bertitas, and then Harry's gonna join us for the first portion of the show. Connor will be in. Ricky and Bill will be in for an hour. Andrew and John Kincade will be in. So it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow on the show. We have a pair of Flyers tickets that we're giving away, and we'll tell you how we're doing that tomorrow.
And you told me we're going to special call in tomorrow?
There's going to be someone that, yes, there's going to be another number 2 rotating chair host that will be revealed tomorrow live on the air. That's all that I can say. That will happen tomorrow live on the air. Correct. So we'll do that tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. We were kind of deciding what we wanted to do with a couple ideas and some themes and things like that. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It is. I'll be on in the morning with the guys, I think, at 8.
Yeah, I think you're at 8.
I don't even know what time.
8:30. I think I'm right after.
And then I'll be on right after with Unfiltered. So Vanna's going to be with us in the 1 o'clock hour.
Yes.
So without the boys.
You're right. I think she's with Kincade.
They're doing 12 and 1, and I think it's John and Silvana in the 1 o'clock hour. So it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that is tomorrow. All right, so do we have the sound of what happened? Was this Friday show?
This was Friday. So Friday we opened up with the Myles Garrett thing, and we were talking about how Bill was against it. And Bill decided that instead of us playing the audio of him, he's listening at home.
So I texted Bill and I said, can you call in? And he called in because I came out with my fastball. I'm like, you're trading A.J. Brown to get draft picks.
Right.
You're using those draft picks along with your existing draft picks to get Myles Garrett. And then you're happy he's got Myles Garrett and you don't have to use all your draft picks. People are mad because they don't want to trade A.J. Brown.
Right.
Colorillo comes in and says, oh, your topic's done because they're not doing that, dummy. He said, this is what they're going to do. Here's how it's.
I have reached out to a few people on this, of course,
okay.
Because that's what I do. I was told that there is no truth to the Myles Garrett rumors. I was told. That
are you reporting this now?
Rumors.
Is this a report?
Are you reporting this?
I am reporting this, that there was no truth to the Myles Garrett rumors. However,
could you have saved that for your show at 2 o'clock so you cannot talk about this?
Should I drop this nugget on Middays with Mark? Should
Yes.
I be a team player and tell you what I have heard?
Yes.
Look out for some of the guys in Miami.
Like Chubb.
Maybe another guy in Miami.
Defensive player?
Defensive end, one of the younger defensive ends in Miami, could be a potential target for the Eagles.
Not
But
Chop
the
Robinson.
issue- no.
It was Jalen Phillips.
Yeah. Well,
So by the time we got to the end of the segment and we looked, we said it's going to be Jalen
the
Phillips.
next segment we got to Jalen Phillips.
Okay.
Going and listening back. So that's the one thing where, hey, listen, credit where credit's due. And I said this for the Brandon Graham thing. I know that Bill does talk to people down there at NovaCare. It is not a question of whether or not there are people inside the organization that know who Billy C is. They know him down there. So I'm not questioning whether or not he's talking to people. It was always a question of whether or not he was first to that one, which he wasn't. And that's fine. This one, I give him like a half credit.
A half credit?
So the half credit comes from the fact that if you've got the information, say the name.
Well,
Give us the name.
So here's what I'll say, because what would make it an actual Bill Colorillo of 97.5 The Fanatic is reporting. If we put out a tweet that said that, then it would be he's actually reporting that. But he's not. We're having fun with the Eagles insider stuff. He has real information that's true, but he's not. He's a radio host. He's not a true. So if he wants to be a true Eagles insider, we need to do that. The Fanatic needs to tweet out, or he needs to tweet out in very specific wording that I am reporting that the Eagles are doing this. I don't think Bill wants to do that, to be honest.
Why not?
I don't think he views himself as a reporter like the other people. That's why he doesn't want to use the exact name. But he'll put enough to where he's confident in it, but he's leaving the name out. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe whoever his contact or contacts, he doesn't want to be too bold with what he's saying.
I don't know. It kind of seems like he wants an escape hatch.
Well, I mean, Harry made him say, "Are you reporting this?" And he said, "I'm reporting this."
I'm just saying, if he doesn't want to
He didn't say the name.
If he doesn't want to be an Eagles insider, then I don't need to get a text at 8:08 this morning saying the Eagles insider strikes again. Do I finally get credit from Ray? Because if he doesn't want to be the Eagles insider, then he doesn't get credit. That's it. Right now, if there's a fencing company listening, I'm going to steal something from Kincade and Salciunas. He's sitting on a fence. He's sitting on the fence of Eagles insider
that's not
or
fair.
host.
No, that's not
is.
fair.
He is.
Yeah, I don't think you can be both. I don't think you can be an entertaining sports radio host and an insider. It's one or the other. You can contribute to a show, but when you have a show, I think you can do it from time to time. The problem is he's showing everybody up. Like Andrew DeCecco, I like Andrew. He does a great job. Yeah, like Bill is the real Eagles insider of the station.
Bill's got information, then report it. That's all I'm saying. I think he did a good job with this one. He was ahead of the curve on the Phillips thing. You know, I say I watch Fox NFL Sunday when I'm home for pregame shows. I'm sitting there watching Jay Glazer say, I think that those Dolphins edge rushers, they might be in on.
He didn't say a name.
Jalen Phillips actually came up in that segment.
Okay.
But while he's talking about that, I was like, hey, look at that. Billy C had the inside curve on that one.
But it's actually the perfect example. Jay Glazer isn't diarrhea of the insider mouth like Schefter, Rappaport, or whatever. He has great information and he'll break stories. He's not on Twitter 17 times a day, but like the Diana Rossini, like executives expect the Eagles to be active at the trade deadline. Yeah, no crap.
Well, that's what I had with problem with his Brandon Graham report. Was that it was along the pile of everyone that was like Brandon Graham's come back. It's like 36 hours later, he's like, they're gonna get a deal done. All right, yeah.
Eagles insider tried to call. He said he was hung up on.
Wow.
He was trying to call in to defend himself. So he's like the Jay Glazer of insiders. He's not this annoying, I'm just going to throw out general crap. When I have info, I'm going to put it out there, but I don't need to do it like the other loser insider.
Him and Jay Glazer bonded down at the Super Bowl.
Two meatheads.
Yeah. Jay Glazer sat down at the Super Bowl with them, and I could feel the kinship there between the two of them.
Totally agree.
Could you see Colarulo, like, obviously, you know, number one afternoon show, once he's like completed that, opening up a gym, and it's just servicing all of the
like Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer, his part-time job is the NFL. He wants to train UFC guys. It's kind of annoying, honestly.
After he gets bored of having the number one afternoon show, he'll go do the gym. He'll open up the gym, and then he'll be the Eagles insider that you see on Sunday. He can do Fox NFL Sunday.
Bill Colarulo, Eagles insider, joins us right now. Bill?
Yeah, this is so ridiculous from Ray. It really is. So I'm nice enough to give you guys a nugget on your show, to give you content and a topic, and now he's picking apart how much information I gave? What do you want me to pay your salary too, Ray?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great.
On my show, an hour later, I specifically gave the name, and I even went a step further, if you were not lazy and pulled that audio. I said, it's not even about the trade compensation. It's about figuring out the money. So I even had that information, Ray Dunn. All right?
Wait. Time out, Billy. Time out. Let's not act like you had the revolutionary idea of guy on rookie contract would fit under the cap for the Eagles.
It was about figuring out Miami eating a part of his contract, which happened.
The negotiation was how much of the money.
And they got a third-round pick back from it. So you're telling me trade negotiations happened within a trade?
What I was saying was it wasn't about the trade compensation. It was about figuring out the contract situation.
That's a negotiation,
exactly
Bill. I'm telling you, it's a negotiation.
I'm not giving you guys nuggets anymore.
Bill, no, don't do that to me. No, he clearly has his back up against the wall. He knows he's lost. It's been a rough last couple days.
I gave him half credit. I gave credit to Bill. I gave half credit.
So, Bill, just to review, he had his bit on Friday that he dressed up. He was talking about it for weeks. He dressed up as his Halloween bit, and then the audio wasn't there, and he looked like an idiot. And then you get another insider report that nobody else had, and you're dead on.
Nobody else had.
Temple lost. Bill called in. He actually heard our show. I could have gotten 2 more segments out of talking about Myles Garrett. He comes in. He says that's not happening. Here's what's happening, which I appreciate. And then you screw everything up with your bit. Terrible radio.
Well,
Temple loses.
There was an inside job for sure.
Al Golden's the worst defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL. And you got a point-shaving basketball team.
Is that supposed to hurt me, the Al Golden thing?
Yes, you're Mr. Temple.
Am I supposed to be hurt over his Bengals tenure?
Oh, Bill, if he was killing it right now with the Bengals, you think we'd be hearing from Ray about Al Golden, the defensive coordinator?
Al Golden's a little
listen,
before
Ray,
my Temple time.
I feel bad. I'm going to pull back, Ray. You had a rough weekend. You know what, buddy? I'm here for you. Anything you need, okay, big guy?
All right, there he is, Eagles insider Bill Colarulo. Thank you, Bill.
See you guys soon.
All right, he'll be in soon. There you go.
Hey, I'm shocked he's late. This is a half hour after he's usually here.
Well, I think today was back and chest.
Ah, got it.
A little extra time at the
yeah,
gym.
you know.
610-632-0975. Coming up, so at 12 o'clock's the news at noon, but what do we have coming up next there, Ray Dunn?
Yeah, coming up, big World Series.
Ooh.
Finished up on Saturday night, and the Phillies officially won the almost World Series. We'll get John's reaction to that one coming up next.
I can't wait to celebrate. Let's go.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
3 trades for Howard during the bye week. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. After getting Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander last week, the Eagles acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins for a 2026 third-round pick just this morning. Howie Roseman has been keeping busy during the bye week to load up the Birds for their second half of the season push. The Sixers beat the Nets last night 129-105. Before the game, Joel Embiid was fined $50,000 by the NBA for a gesture he made during Friday's NBA Cup game against the Celtics. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. The Sixers are now 5-1 on the year. Flyers dropped the game last night to the Flames 2-1. Travis Konechny scored his 4th goal of the year, and Rick Tocchet spoke post-game and mentioned that needing to find easy ice for the team.
If you want to play in April and March, May and stuff like that, you got to play hard hockey, and I think we're finding easy ice. A lot of guys, even some of our best players, they want to play the easy ice, not the hard ice. That's the bottom line.
The Union are on their way to the MLS Cup semifinal. They will take on NYCFC or Charlotte FC on either November 22nd or 23rd. This update was brought to you by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, Sixers, and Union. 97.5, The Fanatic.
6A to 6P. Everybody's going to be on everybody's show. What time are you on, Ray?
8:30 with the morning guys and 3 o'clock, I believe, with the afternoon.
Cool.
So I got a half hour hang out with Billy again.
Oh,
Can I say I'm looking forward to it?
I bet you are.
It's. I understand the dynamic the two of us have, and it could be an exhausting back and forth between the two of us. There's a weird, like we did. I think it was a crossover at some point, like beginning of Eagles season. I went on their show for like a half hour, and there's a part of me that misses being so annoyed every day because it does give you such a natural opposition. Just listening to his pacing, it doesn't really matter what he's saying. He could be saying, "Oh, Ray's the greatest guy that's ever lived," and I would be like, I don't know about that. I disagree with that.
So you're saying no matter what he says, you disagree, not even based on what he's saying, you just disagree.
It's just sometimes it's something about him that just really like drives me nuts.
Well, he's a lawyer.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
That could be it. But whatever it is, it's really great. It makes it fun for me because I'm listening to him talk, and no matter what he's saying, in my head, I'm trying to formulate why he's wrong. And there's a lot of my good friends that I'm like that with, where we're hanging out, and like it'll be, I'm not calling Bill my friend, by the way, but I'm saying like when we hang out, they're saying something, and I just want to disagree just to disagree.
No matter what.
And listening to him talk, there's part of me that's just like, I just want to disagree with it.
So 12 o'clock hour, him and Ricky are with us tomorrow. Is that what it is?
I believe so, yeah. I think that's the time.
All right. So you come up with a couple things that you just totally disagree with him on, and then you guys can debate it on the air.
It's kind of the beauty of him talking, though. Like, and sometimes he just starts a sentence, and I'm like, no.
So I should just ask him a question, and then have you guys will argue.
It's kind of like debate club, honestly. When you think about it, like it's like a high school debate club where it's like you take this side, you take this side. Like it just he starts talking, and his side naturally. I always feel like even if I agree with him, like I don't know.
And with Ricky, it's Fight Club. He might be in here trying to beat you up. So you stay in the
I'll
producer
stay hidden
studio.
in there tomorrow. Yeah.
We already saw what Ricky when you aggravate Ricky what he does.
I thought with the Deadpool costume he was going to try and kill me on Friday.
He may have
because I mean. When I first saw him, I didn't know who it was.
I figured it was him, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
By the way, Football Mondays, sponsored by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 for purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com. All right, so, and this is a short run right here. So the Dodgers win. This is Saturday night. The Dodgers win, and let me say this because I watched a lot of the World Series, probably the most World Series I've watched in a long time, and it was highly entertaining. And, I mean, like, it was every game had something to it. Game 7 was crazy. I felt so bad for Jeff Hoffman giving up the tying home run. I felt so bad for Blue Jays fans. 1993, when the Blue Jays beat the Phillies, Ray, I was in high school. And I watched the end of the game at the McDonald's in Hatboro on an old 19-inch tube TV. Long story how we got there, but that's where I watched the end of it. And it was such a gut punch because as a kid that loved the Phillies and not really having been able to enjoy 1983, I'm 6 or 7 years old. So I'm, can you really enjoy it? Now I'm in high school and in this team of Lenny Dykstra and John Kruk and all these great personality guys, Dutch, and they lose like that. And it was the most disappointment I had pretty much up until the Eagles losing the NFC Championship game to the Bucs. But it was a real gut punch. It hurt. And I can imagine for Blue Jays fans, that one really, really hurt, man. What a way to lose. 9th inning, you need 2 outs to win a World Series?
Yeah.
At home?
It went from, like, the conversation we were having out Saturday night watching the game was, wow, what an amazing run this is going to be for the Blue Jays to finish this one off, too. And, oh, man, Bo's going to be gone. And, oh, man, this is going to change about this team. Like, we've seen it here. It's tough to recapture the magic when you have a magical run like that. Even if you want to be good for the next couple of years, to get back to that level, all they had to do, could you believe this? All they had to do was win one on their home turf. They were up 3-2 against the team, and they couldn't get it done. I was heartbroken for them in the moment. I will say the theater was tremendous.
Oh, my God.
Like, as much as I want to be like, my heart breaks for you, Toronto, as a just pure fan of the sport, that was it at its best. Like, you had no tomorrow. You're going to try and throw every bullet in that chamber at them and see what you can get. And, of course, it's Miguel Rojas, of all people, that ties that one up. Like, that series should have came down to an Ohtani at bat in the ninth. Instead, Rojas makes it very low leverage, and all of a sudden it's tie game. And
I saw that Schneider was getting criticized for bunting the runner. I was having a flashback to the Phillies bunting a runner to third base.
Oh, that was also terrible.
With 1 out. A lot of the same conversations we had with Rob Thompson. The difference was wasn't the IKF dude. he was up and he can't hit. So they bunted him. It's a really good bunt, too.
I mean,
It's
you're
just
just
that you took
sacrificing it out.
Yeah. Oh, no, I would have hated it, too, if I was a
Yeah,
Blue Jay.
I hate it. And IKF was people were going after him because they didn't have the secondary lead, going home because they wanted to protect against a potential line drive double play. But why would you protect against a line drive double play with a left-handed bat up at third base? You know, the whole strategy that comes out of this and trying to configure everything that happened that's Game 7 is amazing. It really
too much that really I don't even remember at this point what was going on. There's so many opportunities for both teams to win the game. Morimoto came in and he was unbelievable again. Or Yamamoto, not Morimoto. Yamamoto came. He won the MVP.
Yeah.
World Series MVP.
Deservedly so. I mean, he was tremendous. It bothers me a little. You know, Phil's offered him more money, but, you know.
He used the Phillies.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets to a bigger conversation, something we're going to get into coming up here. With there was a great clip after the game of Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, who were on the other side of that Dodgers World Series 2020 with the Rays, and where we're headed baseball-wise. Because what upsets a lot of people isn't just that the Dodgers beat you. And I know for some people, I've kind of taken solace in the Dodgers beating you. I have.
I have not.
I know.
And I'm angrier than ever, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I'm a minority opinion. But the Dodgers themselves, what they mean for baseball and baseball's future, the clip after the game was a tough to stomach for a lot of people that are upset with how much money has been spent by LA as compared to everyone else.
Yeah, they just defer money, spend a lot of money. How can you compete with that? They're like, that's what do you want them to do? The Yankees have spent, until the Dodgers came up, Yankees have spent more money than anybody. They can't buy a championship. You know what the Dodgers can? They're picking the right players, and they have a great farm system that gets them young players or to trade for these players.
Also, the Mets couldn't buy a playoff spot.
They tried. No, they tried. See, I never for one, honestly, it isn't my thing to say, oh, the Dodgers they spend so much money, it's not fair. I don't think about that at all. But do the Phillies get an almost parade, an almost World Series? Well, Dave Dombrowski's going to try that. I ain't having it. And we'll discuss that coming up right after this. It is Middays of the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
That's right. Hey, it's Ray Dunn.
Hi, Ray.
FanDuel Sportsbook app in partnership with Valley Forge is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns, who will win with FanDuel? Any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, Monday Night Football, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. You can get in on the action with a 30% profit boost token for tonight's game. So if you're looking at tonight and you're just getting involved with FanDuel, maybe you're going to go with the heart because it's been a great weekend for the Birds on the bye. We've seen everyone else lose. Why not add a Cowboys loss on top of that? You could get some pretty good action on the Cardinals side of things if you truly believe that's something that could happen. Throw the 30% profit boost token on top of that, and you're in a good place. Make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Visit FanDuel.com/winning. That's FanDuel.com/winning. You play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration, max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ray Dunn in the number 2 chair. The great Nate. Sean Robin in the back. Dutsy is back, our YouTube producer. Everybody's here. News and Noon coming up here in about 15 minutes. Football Monday sponsored by your local Bryant Home Comfort team. Visit nopaybryant.com to keep your HVAC in the starting lineup. No pay, Bryant. That's what you say.
No pay?
I would love the no pay.
No pay is great.
It is.
No pay is usually what I sign up for.
Do you? I sign up for 0%, and then I'm constantly balancing and transferring balances the next 0%.
Oh, when it comes for bills, no, I'm paying everything in full just and praying for the next day. But the no pay is a way I'd like to go everywhere else.
But you're very responsible. Oh, you like to no pay at bars and
correct.
Like
That's more where I was going with that. That's where I'd like to sign up for.
You
the
like
no-pay
free
plan.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now, are you? Is this payola? Are you admitting to payola on the air?
No, I don't get no.
So I noticed you dropped the name of the place you went to earlier. So are you getting free?
Oh no,
free goods there?
No, that's not a place where I'm a regular.
Oh no,
no. I like it there. I do a lot, but I don't think there's bars like we walked into Fishtown Tavern. We saw my guy Connor work behind the bar. Not Connor Thomas. Connor, the bartender.
Connor.
Yes, yeah. That's a place
does he have a mustache like Connor?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't. He was a fan of my mustache. That was a great bit that we pulled on Saturday, by the way. Connor Thomas getting upset at everyone complimenting my mustache after they were none too kind to his.
He looks like a creep, and you look good with the mustache.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. It was a bit, obviously.
I know.
Connor looks great with his mustache.
No, your mustache is very full. And actually, you pulled it off. You could have kept it, but there's no reason to keep a mustache.
No, not for me. I don't think I'm not attracting what I want with the mustache.
All right, well, there you go. All right, here's what I got. And by the way, feedback, 975-FEEDBACK at 975thefanatic.com or text the text line 610-632-0975. You can text that all show long, but if you want to be featured in feedback, just put feedback, your name and your location, and then we'll get it at feedback last segment of the show. So here's why I'm furious today. I was thinking about this. Mm-hmm. So we're doing the whole bit where if the Dodgers win, then it's great because the Phillies almost beat the Dodgers. You know, Dave Dombrowski was very happy almost beating the Dodgers. So it's almost like the Phillies won a World Series because, like the Dodgers and the Phillies were so damn close. And like, oh, my God, if this would have happened, if that would have happened. And then I thought about it, right? We're acting like that the Phillies lost a Game 7, a nail-biter Game 7 in the NLCS to the Dodgers, and that's why they didn't advance to the World Series. That didn't happen. They lost Game freaking 4 in the divisional series to the Dodgers after not playing a series, after getting the bye. They won one playoff game. Everybody, the Phillies won one playoff game. They were beaten 3-1 by the Dodgers. If the Phillies would have won that game, look at it this way. If the Phillies go 7, what are we talking about? They lose in 5 games? The Dodgers win 4-1? If they go 7, if they're in a 7-game series, the Dodgers win 5-1. Or they win 4 games to 2, or 5-1. 4-1, or 4-2. Is that close to beating the Dodgers? The reason why you felt like, or Dave Dombrowski feels like they were close to winning the Dodgers was a 5-game series. They weren't close to beating the Dodgers. What you watched in the World Series was a heavyweight fight between two very good teams. The Blue Jays were close to beating the Dodgers, not the Phillies. The Phillies would have never beaten the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays came back. They were heavyweight battle games. The Phillies don't win games like that. They find ways to lose games like that. So this whole thing with Dave Dombrowski, we were so close. If Trey Turner throws it up the line instead of down the line, the Phillies weren't close to beating the Dodgers. The Phillies won one playoff game. One playoff game. This is ridiculous that people are looking at it like, well, they were the two best teams. No, they weren't. The Phillies would not have beaten the Blue Jays, and I'm tired of it. Sick of it.
I mean, they could have beaten the Blue Jays. I don't know. If they got to that point, we could have seen. They could have. They absolutely could have. And the fact that, yes, they only won one playoff game. If it had been a 7-game series against the Dodgers, it would have been interesting because you couldn't have just matched your entire bullpen with your $100 million relief pitchers that were your starters. Well, they only had to go 4 games against the Brewers because they were head and shoulders better than the Brewers. And then they got to the Blue Jays, and they win Game 7. Who pitched in Game 7? All of their starting pitching.
Right, but if they wrap it up in 5, they're not, like, you think the Phillies are going 7 games with the Dodgers without their offense doing anything?
Well, the whole idea here is that the offense would eventually got to see some of that bullpen. And yeah, listen, the Phillies showed up small. I'm disappointed in the Phillies. I think part of why I haven't had the visceral, like, insanely upset, like, just mad reaction to the Phillies is because when we went into that series, I was like, Dodgers are going to win this series. Dodgers are the better team. Dodgers won the series.
They were.
And like that's kind of, to me, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter to me if you lost the Dodgers in the CS or the DS. You weren't the best team in the National League this year.
Right.
And I would love to have caught them at the right time. I would love to have had the bats going, and maybe at that point you get them. But ultimately, they weren't better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers beat them. They could say, like, I don't love the let's, raise the banner for being so close to the Dodgers mentality, because I think you need to improve this team. You can't just run it back again. So that's where I get disappointed in the tone that Dombrowski had. But watching this play out the way it has, I thought that the two best teams in the National League faced off in the NLDS.
Okay.
I felt like that was validated with the way they took care of the Brewers.
Okay, but that's fine. I don't disagree with that. But the Dodgers gave the Phillies every opportunity to win those games.
Yeah.
And the Phillies blew it.
And the Blue Jays didn't. Well, I mean, the Blue Jays did. They lost the series. But the Blue Jays made it more competitive because they at least made them pay for their mistakes more often than the Phillies did.
I mean, everything that we were worried about with the Phillies going into the playoffs. So what were the three things that we were worried about with the Phillies?
Getting to the ninth.
Bullpen.
Yep.
Manager making dumb decisions. Offense going cold with their stars. What happened?
Yeah.
And we were that close to beating the Dodgers? No, you weren't that close to beating the Dodgers. You have a good team. The Phillies are a good team. I'm not trying to say the Phillies aren't a good team. They blew it. I had no reaction to, damn it. Man, if they could have just beaten the Dodgers, man, give me a break. They were not beating the Blue Jays. That was not the formula to win any series. They won one playoff game. One playoff game. If Dave Dombrowski's acting like they won the World Series, give me a break. It's embarrassing.
Do you think this roster is close to winning a World Series?
No.
Well, then why are we running back with so many of the players?
Well, because you don't have any other choice.
Well, if it's not close, then what's the point of that?
Okay. Let's bring it back. Are they close? Are they the second best team in the National League? Yeah, this year they were the second best team in the National League. Sure, they were. So I guess that means technically they're close. But exiting the series, I didn't feel like, well, damn, Phillies are the better team. I heard one of the broadcasters up there in Toronto, somebody said that the Blue Jays, the better team, lost, which is pretty bold to say after you just lost, but the better team lost. I feel like that more than the Phillies. I never felt like the better team lost. The Phillies are better. No, they weren't.
No, I felt like the better team won. Dodgers were the better team.
Easily the better team.
They won. They were the better team. They won the series.
The Dodgers were the better team, but that was a really, really competitive close series.
Yeah, it was great. And the Blue Jays gave them everything that they could handle. At the end of it, it's hard to say, one team had this, that Miguel Rojas ends up hitting that home run. It was some of the, for the randomness of baseball people, Miguel Rojas hadn't had a hit since I think you had been back on the air. And he hits a home run to tie the World Series. It's just, people hate hearing it. It's sometimes the sport.
Yeah, that was a 3-2 count. I think Hoffman threw a fastball. It was the same thing we saw here.
Got to give him something to hit here. You don't want to put a man on when Ohtani comes up.
Well, that's true, but you don't want to throw the ball where he threw it. It made him pay. Really, when we talk about it being that close, Nate, I don't know how you feel about this, but when Dave Dombrowski was talking about being that close, this is where I need you hitting the drop.
Fine line.
Right, they're that close. The Phillies weren't that close. The Blue Jays were that close to being the World Series champions, not the Phillies.
If the Blue Jays, if we were in Toronto today doing the show, are we saying, wow, what a team the Dodgers are, or wow, you went home up 3-2 and lost?
I think we're throwing up because we can't believe what we just saw.
Right.
We were that close to winning a World Series.
Yeah.
And then day 3 and 4, maybe, I can't believe we blew it. That's one of these, when you lose that, that's an all-time loss. Losing, you need 2 outs to win a World Series, and you lost.
Yeah.
That's an all-time.
Right. It's insanely disappointing for them. I do take a little bit in. You ran into the team that won the World Series here. I don't know how else to put it other than that Dodgers team was better than everyone else. And this is the infuriating part, and then I'll shut up. They got to September, and their entire investment strategy has been, let's just pay great arms, and eventually they'll be healthy enough at the right time to make it work. And it worked it worked like a charm.
First half of the season, everybody said they don't have enough starting pitching to win. And then by the end of the playoffs, it was their strength.
Yeah. By the time they got to the World Series, they had a 32-game stretch in which their starting pitching had pitched like Paul Skeens for his season. And Skeens is going to win the Cy Young. That's stupid.
Pretty amazing.
That's so infuriating.
All right, coming up, News at Noon. Ray, what are you featuring in the News at Noon today?
All right. We got an angry Kirk Herbstreit, so that's always fun.
Is this about the kicker with the short shorts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. The Drake curse in full effect, so we'll get back to the World Series. And the soundbite of the weekend, Chase Brown, not too pleased with the Bengals defense.
What a game that was. All right, that's coming up next. News at noon with Ray right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bolstering up the defense, I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. After acquiring Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander last week, Harry Roseman acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins today for a 2026 third-round pick. Roseman's been keeping busy during the bye week to load up the Birds for their second half of the season push. The Sixers beat the Nets last night, 129-105. They're now 5-1 on the season. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. Before the game, Embiid was fined $50,000 by the NBA for a gesture he made during Friday's NBA Cup game against the Boston Celtics. Flyers dropped back-to-back games last night to the Calgary Flames. Travis Konechny scored the Flyers' only goal in the 2-1 loss. The Union knocked out the Chicago Fire on Saturday to advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals of the MLS Cup playoffs, and they'll take on either NYCFC or Charlotte FC on the 22nd or 23rd of November. This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, the Sixers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5 thefanatic.com.
Mark's Ray Dunn, Nate Tennyson, and you. As 12 o'clock hour brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com, as it's time for the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the news at noon
It's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
Now, I watched Anchorman again on Saturday in preparation for the Ron Burgundy costume.
Did you?
That line from beginning of News at Noon, when she said it, I was like, oh. Now my mind goes to the News at What
year was Anchorman? What year was it?
2004?
So over 20 years. Is it as funny today as it was?
Yeah, it holds up.
Does it?
It holds up. Yeah, it's still very funny. It's
2004.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, that is him at his best.
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell is like there's not everything he does am I cracking up and enjoying, but that right, I mean, that's gold.
He lost himself in that role. Like
He was never the same, yeah.
Well, he also just he does such a good job of being the problematic news anchor that you kind of forget you're watching. You always want to forget you're watching the actor when the actor's doing it. I kind of forget it's Will Ferrell. I'm just, this is about a real guy named Ron Burgundy.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Who ran the city of San Diego for the 70s before cable took over.
Oh, man.
All right. To the actual news at noon. Oklahoma's kicker, Tate Sandell, made some news over the weekend, and not for the fact that he made a couple of big kicks for the Sooners. His extremely short shorts with his uniform.
See, I didn't know this was allowed.
I didn't know this was allowed either.
So describe the shorts.
Very short.
So this is a football player. Normally they have the football pants on that go down to maybe the calf or down a little bit further.
This barely got to the thigh. I mean, these are some real short shorts.
This is almost a Daisy Duke type thing.
This is a guy that's definitely done a couple leg days that wants to let you know he's done leg days.
Weren't you saying earlier that he has a nice ass?
No, I think that's what you told me.
No, I did not.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said, right? Don't you agree? And I was like, John, I got to go make sure the news at noon's cut.
Isn't that what Herbie was saying during the? What did Herbie say?
All right, so Herb Street, not a fan of these short shorts. Take a listen.
Like short shorts on, I guess that's no longer frowned upon in the sport.
Yeah, I guess not. It is with me, but
those are the shortest I've ever seen on a football field.
Should be,
right?
Bill, that should be a penalty. Just dressing like that should be a penalty. What the hell is it? Wearing shorts out there?
It's another 50 plus. This is from 51 to give Oklahoma the lead. Sandell, short shorts, but not short on distance. Powers it through again from 51. And
yeah, got his Daisy Dukes on and puts it in the middle again.
Chris Fowler, did you appreciate that line?
I did. It was a good
play guy.
Yeah, it was a good way to tie everything together. And Herb Street was clearly not over the moment because he went back to it. I love him seething in the booth.
They said it's no longer frowned upon. What do you mean? When was it ever? When was that ever a thing that you wear these shorts?
Yeah, I mean it's not, but I guess you're allowed to do it now.
We just didn't know.
Yeah, I guess that was against the uniform rule. Now someone got it approved.
Well, it should be against. I mean, listen, man. I don't know. It's
feel comfortable kicking. Why not?
But if he was playing soccer, it's the think about running, or if you didn't see it, running shorts. They're normally they're not long.
That was running shorts length
tight
for him.
Yeah, running short lengths, but
compression
tight.
Shorts.
It's almost like a wrestling tight with the guys that wear just like the bikini wrestling.
Yeah,
tights. It's a kicker.
It looked odd on a football field for sure. But if it works for him and it's legal,
I guess. Listen,
to each his own. I guess.
I don't really.
Not going to catch me in many other shorts.
No, in fact, it's hard for me to wear shorts that aren't. I know Connor wears. Connor Thomas wears. He shows thigh meat.
Yeah.
So he'll have Nate. I don't know if you've noticed this, but he wears shorts. All the shorts for me go past the knee, but Connor comes out. He's like halfway up the thigh with his shorts. He wears the shorter shorts.
I'm above the knee, but I'm not all the way up like half thigh.
Right. He's half thigh. You're above the knee.
Yeah.
I'm at the knee or below.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. I'm sure Nate, as a runner, has a ton of the quite short shorts.
Not like there's some like super short running shorts, but like I'm like kind of like Connor, like a little bit of the thigh showing.
And you're a runner. You're not showing butt cheek when you're running your marathons.
Nah, I mean you could if you want.
Yeah, you could.
If you're a guy.
Is that not frowned upon?
Nate runs marathons, by the way. It is now. It is. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's frowned upon. I'm not doing it.
Depends the kind of run you're doing, I guess.
I guess you're right.
All right, moving on to Saturday night. The World Series was determined on Saturday night. We'll take you to Friday night, though, because this is a very important pop culture thing that I'm tracking.
All right.
Drake popped out at the World Series. 3-2 lead for Toronto. What happens the next 2 nights? Take a listen to Drake promoting the fact he's at the World Series.
I'm back at the World Series, Game 6 and 4. We're here right now, outside with the family. Game 6 and 6. You guys know what time it is. Close out.
Hate to see it.
You know what time it is. Closeout, right, Drake?
So does he have a documented record?
He does have a documented record. So the Drake curse is a real-ish thing. The Raptors winning in 2019 took away from what the Drake curse was. But Johnny Manziel, draft day song comes out for him, ends up being a bust. The Warriors, he bet heavily on in 2016 to win that finals. That ends up falling flat on its face. Conor McGregor, 2018, big-time bet on him. That fell flat on its face when he lost to, I think it was Khabib. Crimson Tide in 2019 lost 44-16 in the college football playoff. That was a shame. Toronto Maple Leafs 2019. He bet on them heavily. They lost. He revealed that when Kawhi made that shot, he was wearing Sixers shorts to try and reverse the curse.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has been known to curse an organization time and time again. It's great to see it happen to the Blue Jays. There's some great irony in it that LA is the one that beats Toronto, which just gives Kendrick another W over Drake in our landscape this week. Yeah, I believe in it.
The championship is the outlier.
Yeah,
and that was that's the outlier. He is a notorious loser. Anytime you see him coming, you gotta love it.
And another notorious loser. Pretty much everyone on that Bengals defense right now.
That's your boy, Al Golden.
Everyone on that defense is a loser right now. And Chase Brown believes it. Jamar Chase was very clear. He didn't want to get messed up in their business after the game. Chase Brown talking following the game about the Bengals defense might be the soundbite of the weekend.
Just don't turn on each other. Like we know how they can play. They played really well at the start of the season. Like they did, and they were carrying us on their back. So, now that we're stepping up, I think we just got to play complementary football. Like we put the ball in the end zone and go up a point at the end, finish the game. Like just end it. Like that's it. Like that's what we need to do. Just end the game. Like
man.
End the bleeping game.
There was 30 seconds left. The Bears had no timeouts, and Loveland gets in between defenders, and then they bounce off of him, and he goes 50-some yards.
Is that not the funniest play in football? The two defenders knocking each other to the ground as the offensive guy runs. Like it's like Pee Wee level, and it's. I mean, I understand the professionals. I'm taking a little bit of a shot at professionals there, but it looks like you're watching a Pee Wee football game. They're like, oh, we're both coming to tackle the same out, and they knock into each other, and then it's entertaining.
And he runs.
Yeah,
he's fast.
How about that though? That Bears team.
How
I realized this as I said it. That Bears team finding a way to win that game, and the Bengals for all the. Well, I don't know if they could trade Trey Hendrickson. If Burrow gets healthy, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
Finding a way to lose that game. Joe Flacco, by the way, going to get himself another year. We're going to get another year where Joe Flacco starts a game next year.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I can't wait.
He's better than at least 10 quarterbacks in the league. You give him
Jets.
No, he's not that stupid. He's not going to go to the Jets. Although I don't know what job is going to be.
Right.
Like what job is going to be open?
I mean, I'm going to campaign for the Steelers.
Yeah.
That'll be the one I campaign for.
He's better than they also don't have the weapons in Pittsburgh that he has in. I mean, it's nice when you just T. Higgins was making catch after catch, difficult catches.
I just want him to complete the AFC North tour. That's what I'm looking for.
But the Bears are now 5-3. That is a Fugazi 5-3. I like they've made progress. Ben Johnson's a good coach. That defense sucks. So
it does. They have a really good chance to get embarrassed on Wild Card Weekend.
Correct.
And that'll be good.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams and that crew, that'll be good for them. They made it. The Chicago fans will be happy. And that's all they need. They don't. The expectations are not high there. But that division at this point, what? Bears, Lions, Vikings, like that's
everybody.
I just hope they beat up on each other.
They are.
That's all I need.
I mean, who's the worst in the division? Vikings, who just beat the Lions yesterday on the road.
Probably the Bears.
But they're 5-3. Yeah, like that's
Bears feel like the worst team. The classic, they've got a good record, but they're not that. Paper tiger.
I don't know about McCarthy. He was pretty good yesterday. All right, coming up, Ray. What do we have coming up next?
Coming up, we want to get back into what the Birds did over the weekend. Jair Alexander.
What did
Jalen Phillips.
Did they do something?
Did they do enough?
Oh, trade deadline coming up at 4 p.m. tomorrow. We're coming up with that. Also, by the way, earlier we welcomed Morgenstern Hair Restoration to the Middays with Marks. I did not have their website. It is morgensternhair.com. Morgensternhair.com, 610-980-4000. If you call them, $300 off a hair restoration procedure. Just ask for my girl Lisa over there. We'll hear more about them coming up. Morgenstern Hair Restorations. We're back with more Eagles coming up next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill.
Ray. Ray's running his mouth. Him and Bill are fighting in here during the break. And I said, like, why do you have this competition? It's because he's been right about everything. I've been listening to you guys since he got on the radio. He's been right. You guys
He
were
told
wrong.
me that Howie Roseman couldn't draft defensive players, and that's why Sirianni was in a tough spot.
Okay, well, he's not going to, like, you're going too far into the details. That's
a take.
No. He stood by Sirianni when everybody wanted him fired.
True.
He was the one that Sirianni loved, and hey, he stood up.
Yeah.
He puffed his chest out and said, this guy's a great coach. Here's why they're going to win a Super Bowl with him, and damn it, they did it.
I am shocked that he's getting scoops after all that PR he did for the Eagles last year.
Oh, it's a good point.
He's got nothing for it, too.
So he ended up getting a little lucky in that they won the Super Bowl.
No.
So taking the positive approach with the Eagles earned him scoops to become the Eagles insider.
I will say he was right about Sirianni.
He was.
I'm not going to be one of those that die on the I was correct about Sirianni. If something goes wrong in the Sirianni era, I'll have been wrong twice. But
you still don't buy Sirianni.
I don't buy. Well, I think the offensive design thing is a built-in flaw of the Sirianni thing.
Agreed.
Yeah, like that's just something I have to live with because he's very good at everything else.
You have to treat him like a defensive coach, offensively. He's
a CEO. That's what he is. Like I'm not going to demean him to like the chief vibes officer thing, but like he's the CEO. He does not have a lot of control on the day-to-day. He has a great control on the vision and where everything's headed.
Agreed. His guys play for him.
Right.
He sets the tone for him. They play hard. There's something about him that they like.
Right.
They follow him. He's a good leader.
You bring in a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator that's hungry, that needs to get himself a head coaching job.
And a ton of talent.
That's a great recipe. Yeah, it's a great recipe for success. It works. And, like, that's the thing. The great talent thing I won't take the shot at him for because I don't know how many coaches in this league have won at his level without having great talent.
Belichick because he had Brady.
Yeah, and they
had talent. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
they were winning. Like everybody thought, oh, well, it's Belichick and Brady. No, really, it was more Brady than Belichick. Not that Belichick wasn't a good coach.
I think it was Belichick early. It was Brady. It was why it was sustained.
Agreed.
That's what I think. Especially this North Carolina thing has taught me that it was Belichick early, and then when Brady kind of became who Brady is, and we know, then it was Brady.
Do you know how much of a loser I am? I like college football so much. I was watching the Syracuse North Carolina game on Friday because I don't have anything else to do.
It was Halloween, man.
It's Halloween. Yeah. For you, it's Halloween. For me, it's getting the kids to sleep and trying not to eat all the candy.
Seeing him on my television because I was out, shocking, and they had that game on. Seeing him,
that was a decisive win. The Syracuse isn't good.
I know, but watching him in the North Carolina blue, like looking, that might have been the scariest thing I saw on Halloween night.
It's more fun when they lose. I'm not telling you I enjoyed watching him win. It's fun when they lose.
Well, Syracuse was starting a lacrosse player at quarterback.
Yeah, and his stats and the game showed that.
Yeah, which I was out with one of my friends who went to Syracuse, and I was like, dude, this could totally throw a wrench in the lacrosse season. This is what you guys compete for national championships for. I like Fran Brown as much as the next guy, but don't waste your lacrosse season throwing your lacrosse player out there at quarterback for the football team. If he gets hurt, you're
now you're going to lose. Now you're going to lose in lacrosse. You can't lose in lacrosse.
No, you can't. You got to get those championships. What's the thing that they play for? That cup, all the points.
Know.
You want to be there at the end. You're not. This football team's not winning a national championship. That lacrosse team might.
What cup? America's Cup yachting?
Oh, Cup, NCAA. It's the one that adds up all the points for all the. Is it the Director's Cup?
Only you would know that because you do bad play-by-play.
No, they
sports.
do. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. What a great endorsement of my career.
Sorry.
Tune in Wednesday night, Temple men's basketball on ESPN Plus.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Did you do lacrosse in your career?
Not since high school. No,
okay.
I'm not Learfield Directors Cup. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, rolls right off your tongue.
They promote it if you watch commercials during NCAA games, you would see them talk about the Learfield Directors Cup.
What NCAA games?
Regular
lacrosse?
Collegiate basketball, football. It's built in.
Oh, great. So that's when I'm not paying attention to what they're doing.
Right. Directors Cup. It's a thing. They need to get those points. Syracuse has got to win it.
All right, so Eagles trade this morning for Jalen Phillips, third-round draft pick. They get a natural edge rusher. He's not just an edge rusher. He really is. He's good against the run. He makes plays in the backfield. It's a true addition. Jair Alexander, we don't know if he can play or not. So the expectation for him would be, well, maybe at some point he becomes he's got a game where he's able to come in and he's able to do well. Who knows? I have no expectations with Jair Alexander. With Jalen Phillips, this is the dude that might be your best pass rusher now. Now this is a big deal. He's your starter. I mean, he is your number one edge rusher, number one defensive end edge rusher. I guess he's listed as a linebacker, but you know what I mean. And it adds to the depth. You got BG coming back. You have Nolan Smith coming back. Like now, all of a sudden, you were worried about depth and you were worried about bodies. Now you actually have some guys with skills. So that's good. So JB sends me an email. And you can email me. It's john@975thefanatic.com. Say hello. And he emailed me back when I used to work here. And he says, I hope everybody can relax after this weekend in the NFL. Packers-Lions are formidable but overrated. Eagles should be the undisputed best in the NFC by December. You agree with that? Yeah. Are the Eagles right now, you kind of muddle them all together, but do you believe by December they're the undisputed NFC number one seed? Everybody's going through Philly. That's how you're going to have to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't feel that confident that's going to be that way.
Me neither.
I feel confident after this weekend. This could age really poorly the next week. So the best team in the NFC. But I don't know. That doesn't always add up to seeding. Just with the way everything shakes out with if you get a more favorable schedule here, if you're banged up for this game there. Like, I don't love, and sorry, I'm going to just absolutely crush our, Wednesday show a week and a half from now. I don't love you going on a short week to have to play. I understand it's here. The Lions coming here on a short week for you to play Detroit after you play the Packers. Don't like that. Don't like that.
Well, you're
don't like the spot there.
You're playing the Packers coming off a loss, not good, and then you're playing the Lions on a short week. Now you're not flying from California back home, but still you play Monday Night Football, and then it's Sunday night football.
Yeah,
still it's a shorter week.
The one thing that's going for the Packers game, and I'll get the PR tour going before 2:00 does. Sirianni off a bye. Off a bye. You got to give the guy credit. They win off a bye.
All right,
it's the Andy Reid thing.
All right, so before the Eagles, the Lions play, they're at the Commanders. And that's the Commanders with Jalen Daniels has a backwards elbow. He's not going to be playing. If he plays this year, it'll be late, and they'll be done.
Right.
So they shouldn't put him there. So they go at the Commanders. That's going to be, you would think, an easy win because they lost yesterday. And then they have the Eagles. The Packers coming off a loss yesterday to the Panthers. That's a terrible spot for the Eagles. Eagles are 2.5-point underdogs. So there's not an overreaction line from Vegas, but still, the Eagles aren't 1-point favorites. It's not a pick 'em. They're still 2.5-point underdogs.
Well, if you looked ahead to the Eagles game, then you might as well win it. Like it was the most trap game of all time for the Packers.
I agree. So I think that the Eagles, seeding wise, are in good shape because, as you said earlier, those teams in the North are going to beat up on each other.
Right.
It's going to be hard for somebody to get 12 or 13 wins, don't you think? Based on them all being playoff-type teams.
And my friend keeps telling the Buccaneers still have a tough schedule. For the life of me, I still haven't looked at Tampa Bay. But every time I bring it up when I'm out with my friends, they're like, Tampa Bay's got a tough go of it coming up.
But so Tampa and Seattle might be there as far as wins. And I haven't looked at Seattle's schedule either. But as far as wins, listen, Seattle was up 38-7 at the half.
Well, I fell asleep.
Or was it 31-7 at the half? The game was over at half.
It was over. It was 30. I fell asleep at 31-7. I forget when exactly that was, but I was like, wow, this is over.
I was up, but I stopped watching it. I was doing something else.
I went from the seated position on the couch to I was like, I'll lay back. And next thing you know, the post-game show was on. I didn't find out about Jaden Daniels till this morning.
Me too. He was in with 7 minutes to go. They were down 30 points or something like that.
And we have Dan Quinn after the game coming up talking about whether or not he
Do we have the sound?
Yeah.
Nate, do you have that? All right, here's Dan Quinn after the game.
Yeah, obviously I'm just gutted by it, just bummed. We didn't have any replays on it, and the one that he was on injured is, usually a runner or a throw to the flats, not a scramble. So it wasn't a designed read or play, into that spot. If we run it, 50 times, it's either handoff or a throw, I'd say 50 times. So it's a bummer, man, in a big way.
Yeah, Dan Quinn said, don't blame me. He should have thrown the ball or handed it off. I didn't want him running around back there trying to make a play. Okay.
Well, he saw how Washington responded the last time one of their franchise quarterbacks got hurt. That they blamed it on the coach for the last decade. He's like, no, I'm going to get out in front of this storm right now. It's not me.
I hate to see it for the kid.
Yeah.
But I don't hate to see it for the fans at all. There you go.
You were really bothered by the...
No, everybody. All I heard. I have a friend that has a podcast down there, Big Doug, All I heard from everybody is we're beating the Eagles this year. They cheated. All the tush push, they cheat, all that other stuff. Okay. All right, we'll see. It's not easy to win year after year. Look what happens when the NFL adjusts to your quarterback. You know what they're saying? We're going to beat the hell out of Daniels and see if he can still make all those plays. And he hasn't been healthy all season. All right, rest of the year at the give me wins or losses, Ray. At the Packers.
Win.
Home against the Lions.
Loss.
I'm good with the 1-1. Black Friday Bears.
Win.
At the Chargers, Monday Night Football.
Win.
That's 3-1. Raiders home.
Win.
At Commanders.
Where'd the Cowboys game go in that?
Why is it not here? Oh, did I skip over the Cowboys?
Throw the Cowboys loss in there.
Cowboys out, so loss. So that's 2 losses. At the Cowboys, loss. Win at the Bears. Win at the Chargers.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Win.
At Commanders.
Win.
At Bills.
Loss.
Home against the Commanders.
Loss. I don't know if
they
it
don't
matters
need
at
it.
that point.
Well, that would be if they win. That's 12-5. With what you said, you had 3 losses.
They're 12-5. 1 seed, I think, is probably somewhere else.
The West. Well, if Seattle goes on a run, it's not going to be Central because I think those teams are going to beat each other. Or North, sorry, not Central.
Yeah, so I guess if Seattle goes on a run, then they're sitting there at 13, and the Eagles can't do anything about it. Like, it's really going to come down to where are these losses coming. If you lose to the Chargers as compared to losing to the Lions or the Cowboys, like, that's going to be better for you just as a conference.
All right, coming up, I have to vent on the tush push from this weekend. I have to vent on it. All right?
All right.
So that's coming up next. This is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
More trades from Howie. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update, and this update is brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. Eagles made more trades over the weekend, acquiring Jair Alexander on Saturday from the Ravens, and they acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins this morning for a 2026 third-round pick. Howie's been making moves during the bye week to bolster the Eagles' defense for the second-half season push. Sixers beat the Nets last night, 129-105. They are 5-1 on the season. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. The Flyers lost their second straight game over the weekend to the Calgary Flames 2-1. Travis Konechny scored the Flyers' only goal, his 4th of the year. Union knocked out the Chicago Fire on Saturday to advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals of the MLS Cup playoffs and will face either NYCFC or Charlotte FC on November 22nd or the 23rd. This update was also brought to you by Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home. Leaking pipe? Heat not kicking on? Ace Hardware Home Services has the plumbing, electrical, and heating pros to fix it, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, Sixers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. We'll take a phone. Hal wants to talk about a lot of Philly stuff that is going to be coming up as the World Series is over, which means it's 5 days after the final game of the World Series is when free agency starts. So I believe that's Thursday at 5 p.m.
Wonderful. Which means that the first free agent will sign January 15th.
Or February, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the NFL where there's the tampering period.
Yeah. Alec Boe, the tender deadline's November 21st.
Correct.
So that's at least something you can look at.
Yeah, awesome.
When they end up tendering him and it's not a conversation, it'll be at the end of an update I read.
All right, Tush Push talk in a second. Hal from Lumberton, New Jersey joins us. Hal, how are you?
Okay, one word, Zach Wheeler. We had Zach Wheeler, no contest. You hear me? The other thing is the umpire's call on Sanchez. That call triggered another issue. We beat the Dodgers during the season. We were the better team. We didn't have our ace. They didn't have Yami. They're done too. We are the better team. We are the better team. And I wanted Toronto to win. I really did.
So did
That was a great story about Savage, the Boyertown boy.
Yep.
That was a beautiful story. And really, I hate the Dodgers. I hate them even more now. These Dodgers. I love the Dodgers with Koufax and Robinson, but these Dodgers, I can't stand it. They're the best team money could buy. And guess what? 2027, we got a whole new season because salary cap is going to come into play, and there'll finally be parity in the league.
Thank you, Hal. You will have a work stoppage if you think there's going to be a salary cap. Remember Bryce Harper almost beat up Rob Manfred in the clubhouse, and he told him to get the bleep out because he brought up the salary cap?
Yep.
And there's another cut from, they asked Harper, he's sitting in the dugout. He asked him about it, and he made it very clear a salary cap is not coming to baseball. They will not play games before there's a salary cap.
No. Now, they're willing to risk a lot of that season.
Yep. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have a salary cap or they should have a salary cap. That's for them to figure out. The other sports have salary caps. The NFL doesn't really have a salary cap because you're able to circumvent it. It doesn't matter. Basketball is kind of fugazi too.
It's kind of the tough thing about being an Eagles fan and being upset with the Dodgers. Jeffrey Lurie is doing what a lot of NFL owners won't and just ponying up the cash.
Paying money.
Right. The Dodgers, the deferring money thing is crazy, and you can look at that and be upset about that. But ultimately,
well, the Phillies could do that, right?
How much did it cost for David Robertson? Think about how much we made of it was
$15 million.
It was something ridiculous for what he was actually making, like $6 million, right? Just what they were getting taxed on that. Think about that to the Dodgers' degree of what they're being taxed.
A lot. They don't care.
They don't care. And right now, I looked. It's actually today. They already are doing the parade. Isn't that a little soon? I thought the parade would be like tomorrow or Wednesday. 2 days later? I guess in 08 they did 2 days later.
Tuesday at the earliest, Wednesday at the latest.
It's
right?
today.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think Wednesday gives
Right.
time. I mean, listen, their experience with it, I don't know.
But
whatever.
Nobody in that parade right now is weeping that the Dodgers ownership is spending money.
If it was as easy as buying championships, you would have teams buying championships. The Yankees have tried to do it for 15, 16 years. The Mets tried to do it this year, last year. The Phillies spend a lot of money.
And he's
I
saying
don't care.
if Wheeler was available, I get that.
He wasn't.
I get you're being upset about that. Nobody wept for the Dodgers when they didn't have enough starting pitching in 23 and 22.
Well, also Wheeler's been really considering he had injury issues before coming to Philly. He's been for the most part completely healthy.
Yeah,
and unbelievable.
And it's not like this was anything conditioned. Like this is nothing that he could control in that sense.
All right, I got 3 minutes here for Tush Push talk.
Got it.
I heard no complaining yesterday. The Saints did a Tush Push. The Chargers have been doing Tush Pushes. The Bills did a number of Tush Pushes. Who else did? Was it last night in the game? Did they do a Tush Push? Did someone do one last night as well? Well, I guess the Bills played.
The Bills were the afternoon. The Bills doing it was the funny one because it was McDermott, Mr. Health and Safety, decided, you know what, Josh Allen, let's put him in peril.
But we can't risk the injuries. Josh Allen, go ahead and do it. Yeah, because it works. How many teams? I forget which game I was watching earlier on Sunday where it's 3rd and 1 from the 1 and they won't run it because they don't have confidence in picking it up, so they're throwing it. And that's the exact opposite of the Eagles. So the Tush Push is going to be gone and whatever. I don't really care anymore. But I didn't see one drop of complaints about it being too difficult to officiate, that the Bills were cheaters, that the Saints were cheaters, that that it's a rugby play. I didn't see any of it. All I saw it was silence, radio silence, and I saw it all over the NFL yesterday. Tush push, tush push, tush push. Effective tush pushes as well. No mention about it. About like, oh man, you got to get this out of the game. It's too hard to officiate. Oh, aesthetically, that's terrible. This is bad for the NFL. None of that. None.
It comes down to the fact of when Aaron Rodgers converts on a Hail Mary, it's like, wow, what a Hail Mary. But like you kind of have an expectation of something good is going to happen. When a quarterback you've never seen execute on a long pass like that executes it, it's like, whoa, isn't that awesome?
What a play, yeah.
Yeah. Like the Eagles do it so well that it's annoying. It's bothersome. And that's what it comes for the rest of the league. That's where they're at. It's a play that the Eagles execute so well, so you're not that excited by them doing it. Josh Allen doing it is like, oh, look at that first down.
Yeah, no, they compliment him for doing it.
Right. That's where we're at. And the Hail Mary isn't the same, but it just has that feeling where a play that you're really good at or that people have expectations for you to be good at, they wanted to stop you. And also, Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl, so no one's bothered by Josh Allen. People that want to see him succeed.
Right.
Nobody wants to see the Eagles succeed outside of Philadelphia.
It's a great point. An onside kick actually happened yesterday in the Bears. That's how the Bengals end up getting back in the game, an onside kick. Imagine if you were really good at doing the onside kick, much better than the other teams. It'd be extremely annoying.
Correct.
And it'd be, oh, they're cheating. They're leaving early. Right? The same plays were happening yesterday. The offensive line was leaving early. If you watch it in super slow-mo, it's not too difficult to officiate. It's just not the Eagles, and you don't want the Eagles to win because you're annoyed by the Eagles. I would hate the Eagles, too, if I wasn't an Eagle fan.
Yeah.
I would hate the Eagles and their fans.
Oh, I would despise this. This team has all of the great ingredients of a nationally hated football team. They have a quarterback that speaks in ways only winning DNA, speaks in ways that only the fans would hype up if you're a local fan. They have a coach who's a smug, arrogant, you-know-what, but wins football games. And
yelling at his own fans.
Yeah, they got a play that nobody can stop. Everyone's convinced the officials are on their side, and they find a way to win freaking football games, and your team doesn't.
All right, what do we have coming up there, Ray Dunn?
You told me there was a little Halloween conversation you wanted to get into. You had a little Halloween recap for me.
Hello, it's Halloween. I wanted your Halloween recap.
Oh, we can get into that.
And I didn't have much going on with it. But Nate was probably, were you trick-or-treating, Nate? Do you still get dressed up in trick-or-treat?
Nah, not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore. Last year was the last year. He stopped it after last year.
When I was 25, that was the end.
It's like, I got to find health insurance. I can't be trick-or-treating.
I got to find insurance and a job.
And Ray shaved his beard and shaved his mustache. I have a story about this great shirt that I'm wearing today as well.
Oh, good, because there was comment. In between the 1,000 comments about me looking like a kid, there was one comment on your shirt.
Just one?
Just
one.
one.
I mean, you know it looks good out there on YouTube. Normally it's me that people say stuff about my dressing.
Yeah, they used the word good. It just had Will following it.
Oh, gotcha. Goodwill. We'll discuss that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Monday, November 3rd, the
It's Middays with Marks on 97.5. The Fanatic. Ray Dunn is in the number 2 chair today. Tomorrow's the All-Star Day on 97.5 The Fanatic, which means I'll be on with the morning guys. They'll join us at some point during the show. Harry Mays will be on mornings, and then he'll be on with us. Jason Bertitas, co-host tomorrow. We'll have Ricky and Bill at 12 o'clock, 12 to 1. So Vaughn and John Kincade at 1 o'clock. I believe the Checo is on the show as well. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. Ray will be here.
Bouncing around?
Yeah, bouncing around. We have a lot of things planned. We have some Flyers tickets we're going to give away, which is going to be fun.
I can't wait for that.
You and Bill are going to finally either kiss or you guys are going to fight the whole time.
I'll probably punch him.
Okay, that's better.
Probably. We could last week they thought it was going to be my last day on the air. It could be my last week.
Could be.
Could be tomorrow.
Could be.
Bill and I on the air for more than 5 minutes together could be a problem.
Could be. Well, that should be fun.
Speaking of being removed from somewhere.
Yes.
I saw something that in the break I was so excited to bring to air, and I'm glad that I did some more research on it before I brought it to air because I would have went with this being true. Some random college basketball reporter. There's games going on right now. College hoops returns today. St. Bonaventure happening right now.
Okay.
There was a report out there that Woj had been ejected from the venue at the Bonaventure game, and I wanted so badly for it to be true. It's not. It's not. The guy, I don't know if it's a fake reporter, what it is, or if he just got it totally wrong, but he was not ejected. He is behind the bench for the second half. I wanted so badly for the officials to have kicked out Woj, hours into the college basketball season? But no, the Bonnies are winning. The Bonnies went on a run after that report came out, so the Bonnies are now winning. Yes.
Wow. Look at
Woj,
that.
not ejected. The Bonnies winning the game.
But you almost got duped.
I almost got duped.
Okay.
I was.
Well, that would be fun if you got duped, and then we could talk about it. And then it's
Right.
like, no, dummy. That was fake.
I went and double checked. I gotta say, one of my friends. Go ahead, hit it. How about that? One of my friends sent the text. I would have been mad at them. It would have been a
so you
breakdown
got
of information.
tipped off to it from a friend.
A friend of mine was like, "Dude, I just saw Woj got," and I was like, "Let's check our sources here."
Good work by you.
Yeah.
To not just go with that.
I wanted to go with it though. It's such a great story. Could you imagine Woj getting thrown out?
It is great. Let's just pretend it happened. And,
Yeah.
who the
Can
hell
you
cares?
believe that Woj got thrown out of the game?
Yeah. All right. Halloween, you were out Friday night. You didn't do anything?
I was out. I met a couple. No, I was Mario. I went Mario Friday night.
Mario Friday
Yeah,
night. Then you
so-
shaved your beard.
Well, I mustached with Mario too.
Okay.
Which was a nice power move because it's a pretty normal guy costume. Like a lot of guys went as Mario, but they all have the.
So you
mustache.
juiced it up with a real mustache.
Yeah, they had the fake mustache. I had the real mustache, and it was like, great respect to you. And I was like,
did that get you any additional?
We had some conversations happening in the 1 o'clock hour.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, no, it was.
All right.
It's a shame for me because I know the mustache for me I don't like. Like, it's not a great look for me in general, like Monday through Friday. I do feel like Friday through Sunday, it's not my worst look.
No, because
in bar lighting, that mustache doesn't look bad.
Right, after a couple of drinks for whoever. Yeah.
There's something about this guy with the mustache.
Right, yeah. No, but you pulled off, too. It's a good mustache.
Hey.
It is. But like everybody today, it's like, why'd you shave it? It's like, well, because he doesn't want to have a mustache.
The best way I can liken it to is some people are lead host 4-hour Monday through Friday people, and some people do weekends. I feel like that mustache is a weekend. That mustache is a weekend thing. It can't survive 20 hours of content Monday through Friday.
Right. Nate tried to grow a mustache, too. It didn't work out well.
I mean, he told me he's been growing that one for the last 2 years. It's almost there.
I think the past 10 years, I've been trying. Haven't shaved since.
I'll get you you can get hair restoration on your face, too. We'll go to Morgenstern Medical. Get your hair on the face.
And for those
fake beard.
people who keep saying they're looking for it, at Ray Dunn, Dunn with an E, 975. I posted on Instagram. I posted on Twitter.
It doesn't.
RAYDUNNE 975.
Yes. If you want to see it, I saw it. You pulled it off. It's a good looking stash. I wouldn't want it full time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Again.
Part time? Sure.
Part time. Yeah. It's a part time stash.
Friday night, going out to the bar, gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
You and Connor. You can show Connor up with your mustache.
I did see Connor at in the hours. He went to the Sixers game Friday night. He ended up making his way out. It's good to see him.
Did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. So overall, good weekend. Costume worked out well.
Yeah. No, I think I probably leaned a little too heavy into the Ron Burgundy thing. There were some people that did not appreciate the Ron Burgundy microphone. I thought I was making friends, and apparently there are people that are just not in on the bit.
So they found you annoying rather than
It wasn't annoying. It was that I started to lean into more Ron Burgundy-esque questions, and a couple guys at the bar were not having fun with the Ron Burgundy thing.
Listen, it's understandable, but you gave it your best shot.
I did.
Congratulations. Nate, did you dress up for Halloween?
I stayed in Friday night. Helped my mom get out candy to the kids, and then Saturday night I was here working.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Working.
Good. You should be here working on a Saturday night.
While we're talking about giving out candy and walking around, I had the full beard when I went out for happy hour Friday night. I shaved it after happy hour when I went home.
Okay.
I had people offering me candy. I'm an adult man with a beard walking down the street.
Oh, you're walking down the street and people
were like, oh,
you know what that
I'm not
means?
dressed up.
You know what that means? That there are lights on the trick-or-treaters? Because we did not have a lot of trick-or-treaters. I ended up giving out a third of the candy that I bought. Literally, maybe a little bit more than that. So, and then I have 3 kids that just had all this candy. The last thing I need is more candy. The candy they already had. Because I'll tell you, I probably ate like 3,000 calories worth of candy between Friday night and Saturday night.
Well, that was the beautiful thing about now being in the apartment building. I didn't buy any candy. So I'm not stuck with any. I have a little, but I don't have a. I would have been throwing it off my fake balcony.
Yeah, no, I have they do full bars in my neighborhood, so there's they have a ton of candy, and I wanted out.
Oh yeah, you do live in a king size neighborhood. That neighborhood is a king size. I never actually went trick or treating in that neighborhood. For all the friends I had where you are, yeah,
you get a lot of, not all king size. You get a lot of king size.
Yeah, no,
I don't do king size. Absolutely not.
Are you like a two? Take 2, you take 1. What's the vibe?
Here's the bucket, and we're going trick-or-treating, and whatever's left is left.
So you're a take 10.
I would say take 2. I didn't put up a sign that said only take 2, but if I was handing it out, I'd say take 2.
You got the Ring camera. You were able to go back and watch the film of people stealing 10 pieces at a time because you left the bowl out?
I hate pumpkins. The rotting pumpkins with pumpkin juice and bugs everywhere. I had to deal with that yesterday.
I'm so glad you brought that up. My roommate had the pumpkin, and it's still sitting there. And I feel bad getting rid of it, but it's gross.
I have 5 big pumpkins. I had to get a contractor's trash bag to get them in there. It's so healthy. I had to wait till Friday to put it out to the curb. I hate Halloween. I'm so glad it's over.
I'm a big fan of Halloween.
Got all the decorations done yesterday. Got them put back. Everything's back to normal. Now we're going to decorate for Christmas very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. All right, by the way, so the shirt here, quickly. So this is not a new shirt, and it's not Goodwill, whatever a-hole out there said that. This is actually Bloomingdale's app. I got this from the Bloomingdale's app. This is a high-end shirt. So at the Super Bowl in Minnesota, I was out eating. Went to dinner. My buddy Andrew Bach, who he at the time worked for TuneIn. He's an executive with TuneIn. They were trying a live sports show on TuneIn. Cordell Stewart was their host. Pat Allen of CBS3. So it's Pat Allen, Andrew, me, and Cordell Stewart. We go to a in the Mall of America where we were broadcasting and everything is. We went out to dinner, and Cordell sat next to me, and he was gripping up this shirt. He couldn't stop. He's just like, man, that's nice. Where'd you get that from? So Cordell Stewart, this is why I still keep it.
Do you know if Cordell Stewart purchased that shirt?
I doubt it because I got it on, like I said, the Bloomingdale's app has deals. I'm all about the deals.
Yeah, no, a good deal is always a good thing.
It was a good deal, and I still have it. And, I think it's a good looking shirt. So, but Cordell, it was almost like he wanted me to take the shirt off.
That's what I was going to ask. If he wanted the shirt off your back, would you have given it?
Different sizes. No, I would not have given it. I would have had nothing to wear. I wouldn't have wanted to trade shirts. No, it just wouldn't fit him. But the way he was talking was he was almost like, hey, man, let me try it on. I like it. But that's the story. Cordell Stewart loved the shirt and was actually going like this to it and feeling the.
Did Cordell Stewart like the shirt or like the man in the shirt?
I mean, I've seen some rumors out there about him liking nice-looking shirts.
All right. Okay. Very interesting.
Ray, what do we have?
Cordell.
What do we have coming up next?
I believe we want to get into a little puck coming up. Rick Tocchet, what do you have to say about his team after this weekend?
Flyers and Sixers played over the weekend multiple times, and we have coming up. How about that? The how about that segment coming up also the next hour.
Yes, that's big 15 minutes from now.
That's coming up. Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Time for the second half for the Eagles. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. Howie Roseman made another trade this morning, acquiring Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins for a 2026 third-round pick. Howie's been keeping busy, making 3 trades during the bye week. The Sixers beat the Nets last night 129-105. They are now 5-1 on the season. Before the game, Joel Embiid was fined $50,000 by the league for his gesture he made during Friday's NBA Cup game against the Celtics. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. Flyers dropped their second straight game of the weekend to the Calgary Flames last night 2-1. Travis Konechny scored the Flyers' only goal. Post-game, Rick Tocchet spoke and mentioned that the will to win the game was just not there.
Well, you got to keep pounding it, right? And we got to find people who want to continue to do it. So we'll find them. But it's my job to get these guys to do it, right? You had a good record going in 2 games ago, and we just the will wasn't there the last 2 games. We just didn't have the will.
The Union knocked out the Chicago Fire on Saturday to advance the Eastern Conference semifinal of the MLS Cup playoffs and will face either NYCFC or Charlotte FC. This update was brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, Sixers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. Right on. Tomorrow is All-Star Day. Jason Martinez will be the co-host of the show, but Harry Mays will join us, a very special guest as well. We'll announce a new co-host entering the mix. And we have Flyers tickets and all the other hosts on the station. Ricky, we were just talking to during the break. Ricky, Bill, Salciunas, Connor, John Kincade. Everybody's going to be on the show. So it's going to be fun. So that is coming up on tomorrow's show. Where did you see this? Right? I just want to make sure before we go to the breaking news.
At Marlins.
Oh, so the Marlins actually announced it. All right, go ahead.
The Miami Marlins have announced the following promotions within their baseball operations leadership. Gabe Kapler to general manager. Love it.
Wow. He was with the Marlins when he got whacked from San Francisco. He went to
Marlins. I think he was
I knew he was in the front office.
Some sort of advisor,
Something.
whatever.
Well, regardless, he's now the GM of the Marlins.
He was assistant general manager. Now he is just general manager.
Okay. All right. I'm a bigger Gabe Kapler fan than most people. I like Gabe. I think Gabe's a good dude.
Gabe did himself no favors. But to be fair to Gabe, the Phillies also did him very few favors throughout his time. Like he got Bryce the second year. That still was not a team that was ready to win.
Yeah, well, those guys didn't respect him.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah,
I'm more or less because Gabe was nice to me, so I just say I like Gabe.
It took 1 week for Nick Williams to be like, I think the computers are setting the lineup, which was also one of the all-time quotes from an all-time quad A outfielder. Like, you got to at least do something in the league before you start saying, and I was a Nick Williams fan back in the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we had hope that Nick Williams could be a good player.
He was amongst the outfielders throughout the decade-long drought that I was like, maybe this guy could stick. And he couldn't. But you have to do something in this league before you take the shot at your manager saying, I think the computers are setting the lineup. You might be out of the lineup because you just might not be that good.
Yeah. But remember Cesar Hernandez? Was it him? Something happened the night before, and Gabe had said that Cesar just said he's not in the lineup, and he's like, yeah, I don't like. It's not. I wasn't benched. Gabe didn't tell me that. After Gabe had said, I benched Cesar Hernandez, so the media goes over and says, no, Gabe said he benched you. He's like, he didn't tell me that. I was like, oh, that's a problem.
It's a response to yesterday. Kapler, whose club entered Monday 1.5 games behind the Cubs to the final wild card spot, said, I was taking a look at the calendar and realized how important every game is for the rest of the season. The little things really matter right now. I felt that it was appropriate to show that it's meaningful to all of us as a group in the clubhouse.
Do we have a Gabe Kapler soundboard?
We have the Love It drop is in the Love It.
I love it.
Love it. Hernandez, I talked to him. He said he was just giving me a day off, but I had to be ready for the game for any situation. Nothing to do with Sunday. Well, that sums it up.
And then Gabe Kapler told the media minutes before that he was benching him.
Yeah, August of 2019.
Remember that he brought out the curveball machine, and the guys laughed at him? Yes. The bench players came out and were like, yeah, sure, yeah, Gabe, that's a great idea. Bryce Harper looked at him and rolled his eyes.
Once Bryce Harper rolled his eyes and laughed at the curveball thing, you just start rewriting your resume. You start firing up the resume. You start reaching out to your contacts in baseball. Let them know, hey, I'm not very long for this job.
No.
But congrats to Gabe.
Yeah, I'm happy with it's awesome.
Good job, bad organizations stay bad.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think he's going to remake the Marlins. I don't know if that's a scorcher of a take from me, but they're going to be bad because they're bad consistently.
Well, he's handsome.
He's a handsome guy.
He lived in Northern Liberties.
Did he?
He was here. Yeah. He used to go drink coffee at this one spot that I know.
Was he a one-shot guy?
I don't know what his coffee order was, but he used to sit outside during the summer. He would sit on one of the little tables, and he would drink his coffee and look at his phone and read stuff on his phone.
I was going to say one shot's the place down there, so
maybe that's it. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what coffee shop he was, because what if Gabe Kapler and I are similar coffee places?
You guys, you're like two peas in a pod.
We could. I mean, I do feel like Gabe Kapler would appreciate hanging out with me.
Love it.
Yeah. You're an intelligent guy. You guys could have. I don't know if deep would be the right word, but conversations.
Yeah, deep is the wrong word. We could have. It's like the fake deep, like the thoughtful.
All right, give me the top 3 things that Gabe Kapler's known most for.
Coconut oil.
The coconut oil pictures.
Yeah, that's one. the blog that accompanies that.
Okay, we'll include that in the same thing.
Okay.
I tried to ask him in an interview about how he would put ice cream in his mouth and spit it out.
Oh, yes, that.
He wanted nothing to do with joking around about that stuff.
And number 3.
To me, it'd be Cesar Hernandez, but also the
curveball machine, I think.
Curveball machine.
Hobie Milner, nasty brother.
He's nasty.
That.
He benched Aaron Nola the first game managing.
He got booed. His first game in Philadelphia.
Hobie Milner's nasty, brother.
He's a nasty brother.
I can't find that sound. I've looked all over for that sound.
I can tell you we would not be able to play it here.
Love it.
May have aired somewhere else.
Oh.
You might have been able to use it once.
I probably did. Oh, so it was post game somewhere, or
it was, I believe, on a morning hit that he did.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, so he was on with Angelo.
Yes,
when he said it.
I'm
See,
pretty sure.
I don't remember when he said it.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Dude, he used to battle. He would have battles with that, and that was unbelievable. That, you know what? That's why I respect him, because he did fight. He fought back instead of just taking it, and he tried. He did.
Yeah, back in 2018, Kapler referred to Hobie Milner as nasty brother in a contentious debate with Angelo Cataldi.
Actually, I just saw Hobie Milner is now a free agent. I don't know where he was last year, but I saw when I was looking at former Philly free agent list.
What's that fastball at right now?
83. But he's nasty, brother.
Speaking of fastballs and free agents, Robert Suarez opted out of his deal with the Padres.
Yeah, no. I guess not a surprise. Phillies don't have money for him.
No, I think he wants money out of this, but I'm just surprised to see him move on.
Well, they were trying to trade him.
Right. Well, they saw this coming.
They also had budget issues. The Padres were trying to spend to win, and when they didn't win, then they had to pull back of their salary. San Diego is not a big market.
No, but they've spent money the way other small markets won't, which I respect.
No, totally agree. So but they can't do it every year.
No, they are trying to thread the needle, and it's becoming more and more difficult. The reason they trade every prospect because they're like, screw it, we're not going to have this much payroll for that much longer.
Oh my God, my guys Ben and Woods in San Diego hate the Dodgers so much.
I would too.
Hate them so much. I'm getting the text being like, "We need you to beat the Dodgers, man. We need it. Like you're your only last hope." And then they lose, and it's like, the 5-game series sucks. It should be a 7-game series.
Real quick on the Hobie Milner thing, what percentile do you think his fastball sits in all of baseball?
5.
1.
Not even worse.
1.
So he's throwing
first percentile.
He's throwing no more than 86, 87.
87.6 this year was the fastball for the Rangers.
That's the average velocity?
Yes. Average.
What's his ERA?
His ERA this year was 3.82.
That's not bad.
The average exit velo on one of his pitches is higher than the average fastball velocity.
Hobie Milner's nasty, brother.
Yep.
Flyers had a rough weekend.
Yep.
They lost. They got smoked by by Toronto, and then they lost last night to Calgary. I can't tell you that.
Not great for the homestand.
Yeah, I'm not. Can't tell you that I was glued to the TV watching that. I was checking in. 76ers lose a heartbreaker on Friday night. Where they came all the way back and they had a chance. They had a chance to win. Good game.
Really good game.
One of the games where I'm like, I can't really be mad that they lost the game because they were right there.
Are we at the point? Are we going to reach that point this season? We get mad?
Yeah, we could reset our expectations, sure. But that wasn't Friday night.
No.
That wasn't Friday night at all. And then they smoked the Nets might not win a game all season. They're winless so far this year.
Kelly Oubre, 22 points the first quarter.
Yeah, Oubre out there when he's playing the 4-ish.
And Cam Thomas is also like cooked
good.
Chicken.
Yeah, but Oubre's been really good this year.
He's been solid, especially those games without a beat. Like he just kind of steps up his scoring. When he's called upon, he does it.
You're right. His best games have been when Embiid, because he's taken some center minutes. Tuesday at the Bulls, Wednesday at Cleveland. So you have a back-to-back, 2 tough games, Bulls and Cleveland. Bulls are good this year. And then you come back home, Toronto Saturday night, and then Detroit Sunday night. So you have a 7:30 Sunday night game against Detroit. If I could have any less interest in watching a Sixers game than Sunday night.
This Sunday night would be who's Sunday Night Football? I don't know.
I have nothing left when it comes to when I reach Sunday night. I just want to watch the football game and go to sleep. Like I don't know. Yesterday I watched a lot of football. It's a weekend I watched a lot of football. I watched Penn State lose, watched Syracuse lose on Friday night to Bill Belichick.
Honestly, this was almost a bye week for me. I watch some football.
That's because you were out for Halloween. You don't have time to. I got nothing else to do. 610-632-0975. Ray, what do we have coming up next?
How about that?
Coming up, you took away the soundboard, so I don't even know how to get to it.
For me, it's not popping up. I want to pull up my soundboard. I'm controlling your screen over there. I don't know how this works.
Where's your soundboard?
My soundboard over here. Look, I'm trying to get something up on me for. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
How about that?
Oh, you can't.
I got nothing because I wanted to play Love It like 6 times in that segment. I want to hit the breaking news.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. I don't sit here very often.
I don't know. All right, that's coming up next to Middays with Marks.
John Kincade.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks. Tomorrow, the big All-Star Day. That's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. But we want to get to, we do this, I guess we do it on Mondays, but it's really it could be used. I don't think it's an everyday segment because it would kind of get watered down with the news at noon, but we could do this 2 or 3 days a week.
Or we could do it on Mondays.
It's called How About That?
How about that?
This is a way for us to react to some stuff that happened in the NFL.
Yeah, it's water cooler. You know, you're sitting there at work. How about that game you watched last night? How about that?
Yep. All right, well, I'll start off with I'm watching the Chiefs and the Bills game, and I actually flipped off of Red Zone because the later games were terrible. So I'm like, I don't need to see the Raiders and the Jags or whatever. And I flip back over from time to time, but so I'm watching the game, and I'm not surprised to hear Tony Romo. He's not using words. He's just kind of grunting. Here's Tony Romo yesterday.
About him, and you'll see right here, hold, and then another hold right there. I think it was...
How about that?
Can you give me the end again, Nate? Can you fast forward it to the end? At least he sounded sober yesterday. Sometimes I'm listening and I'm watching the game. I'm like, oh, he's at least a couple deep.
With his first NFL touchdown.
That's not it.
That's a nice tease for what's coming up for me.
That was race.
All right, well, I'm looking for more Romo. Going,
I'm getting there.
I mean, it went on a second or two longer than you would think.
And it's not his standard Jim or like the, is it?
All right, here we go.
He's always grunting. Go ahead. It sounds like he's relieving himself in a number of different ways. Yeah.
When are they going to sit down with them? Just be like,
they just have to fire him.
Use your words.
No,
they can't. They're too invested.
So Jim Nantz hates him. If you listen to the broadcast, you can tell he went from. Remember, everybody was like, "Oh, Tony Romo's so great. He's calling out the plays," and then like that, everybody hated him because he, like, to me, he doesn't sound prepared a lot of the times, and he's just grunting and groaning. And it's like, I want to know in big spots of the game what we should be looking for and what could be happening. He doesn't think anything through. He's just out there like a fan.
And at the end of that game, I swear, it was at least 6 or 7 times where they got up to the line of scrimmage. He's like, they're going to try and draw him off sides here. And that was his only analysis. Right. And it was like the 4th and 17. He's like, they're going to draw him off sides here to get a more manageable 4th down. Because 4th and 12 is what everyone wants to be in. Or I forget when the Bills came up. He's going to draw them off sides. They might have snapped the ball like 16 seconds left on the play clock. And they didn't try and do it at all. It's like his default setting where it's like, oh, quarterback coming to the line. He was good when he started because he was just out of the league. And he didn't need to study as much when he was just out of the league. He understood the league he just played
But
in.
also, I remember I had Kurt Warner on a show, and Kurt Warner, you could tell, was annoyed by Tony Romo. And he said that, by the way, if I wanted to, I could call out plays too. I'm a former quarterback. Of course I could do that. Why would I do that? And he's right. You don't want to say exactly what's happening. Romo looked like he was really smart because he was reading what was happening. All the analysts can do that. They choose not to.
Well, yeah, Kurt Warner's upset because they sent him to Europe. Kurt Warner's been in Europe for like 2 months at this point. We're just waiting for an NFL game to play.
And EJ's career hasn't taken off the way that...
No, it has in Fresno State. Did you see that? Did we have that conversation?
No.
That conversation?
That was
he
you
got
and Harry.
benched at Fresno State, and he got benched at Fresno State after he burned his last year of eligibility. Like the game after his eligibility
Oh,
was
man.
burned.
So he can't play anymore.
Kurt was on Twitter upset, like livid with the coach.
It's his son, so you
Yeah,
understand.
I understand it.
If he was a better quarterback, it wouldn't have happened. All right, what do you got here, Ray?
I'll go to Sunday night last night, because how about that Sam Darnold? I honestly think that if I was a Jets fan, my faith in like the Lord above would just dissolve. Having watched the last, 50 years of Jets football, and then watching Sam Darnold last year for the Vikings, and you could be like, you know what, Kevin O'Connell, he was the real product of that. Then Sam Darnold goes to Seattle, and Seattle fans forgot all about the last Jets quarterback that they had a career renaissance with, and Geno Smith, because Sam Darnold now is just dominating. Here is one of a number of touchdown passes for Sam Darnold last night.
Back at it. Darnold 9 of 9 on the night. Takes another shot. And it's caught by Arroyo for the touchdown.
Who?
Elijah Arroyo with his first NFL touchdown.
Exactly. Who is the guys he's throwing to? The touchdown passes he threw last night. He threw 4 of them last night. And the touchdowns find their way to Cody White, Torrey Horton, and Elijah Arroyo. Those were his 4 touchdown passes. Yeah, he's got Smith and Jigba, but he found 4 touchdown passes to those 3 other guys.
I've never heard of him.
Exactly. He's doing this with the Seattle team, crushing the Commanders on national television. As a Jets fan, I don't know if I would lose sleep watching this.
Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, you can see why they drafted him, and he was drafted where he was. He's got great mobility. He's a good athlete. He's got a great arm. It's a matter of getting away. I mean, what's the idiot that drafted him when he was there was the coach?
Was it Hackett?
No, it was the crazy eyes guy. I'm forgetting his name. He was in Miami.
So many bad boys. Yeah,
he was in Miami before that. Just like he's being drafted into the worst possible situation, and not everybody gets Andy Reid to draft him like Pat Mahomes did. That's only going to help you.
Adam Gase, yeah. So Adam Gase brings him in. He's a loser. He's a total idiot, right? Woody Johnson's one of the worst owners in sports. Gee, I'm surprised it didn't work out. You go to a good organization, Seattle. You go to a good organization, good head coach in the Vikings. Wow, this guy actually looks like he can play. He went to Kyle Shanahan for a year and kind of readjusted, relearned everything. It's incredible. Like, I can't imagine living like that. And I guess that is also the spoiled Philadelphia sports fan in me. But I can't imagine living in that way.
All right.
How about that?
How about that, Sam Darnold? How about that? Did you have the Commanders fans singing, or did we not get that? Because I sent it, but no. All right, so you have another football one, or is that it?
That was it for me.
I wanted to play this so you can bring the football music down, just to make sure we get it in. Rick Tocchet, they lose 2 games over the weekend, and Rick Tocchet, and I see, to me, this is so important that he comes out and he talks like this after 2 losses, because the Flyers had a really good start to the season. They got smoked against Toronto, and then they lost last night. And Rick Tocchet felt like last night that playing at home, they didn't come out with enough jam, as Peter Laviolette once said. Let's play with some jam in here. Let's go. Here's Rick Tocchet after the game last night.
Well, you got to keep pounding it, right? And we got to find people who want to continue to do it. So we'll find them. But it's my job to get these guys to do it, right? You had a good record going in two games ago, and we just the will wasn't there the last 2 games. We just didn't have the will. Microcosm at the end there, we have a guy in the slot, and 2 guys go to the side of the net. The goalie makes the save, but nobody's in front of the net. We're going to have to, haven't had practice the last couple of days, 3 days. I think we're going to have to do a lot of net front drills, almost constantly. We're going to have to get it kind of like ingrained in these guys. It's hard to win in this league, If you want to play in April and March or in May and stuff like that, you got to play hard hockey, and I think we're finding easy ice. A lot of guys, even some of our best players, they want to play the easy ice, not the hard ice. That's the bottom line.
So it's not even the cut I was looking for. He came out and he said people spend their hard-earned money to come to these games.
Yeah.
When you're playing at home, and he's sending a message, when you play at home, you better show up. Mm-hmm. That you need to come out. People spend a lot of money. Flyers fans have been spending to get season tickets, and they're still buying them. This instead of taking a vacation every year, they have Flyers tickets, right? Mm-hmm. They spend hockey tickets are not cheap. And Tocchet coming out and saying, like, you need to play, you need to have more intensity, you need to come up, you need to show up. When you play at home, people are coming out to spend, and it's true. Even if the Flyers, think about it, if they're 500 on the road or slightly under 500 on the road, if you're a good home team, it makes all the difference in the world. And they used to be.
And they were up until this weekend to start the season.
Yep.
They're now 6-3 at home. They were 6-1 coming into this weekend. And right now, tied for the fewest points in the Metropolitan.
Is that right?
Flyers.
Just like that?
Just like that. I mean, but that's what you destroy in 2 games.
Right.
I mean, 2 losses. 2, no one expects the puck talk at me, but 2 regulation losses for you, It's tough.
Don't let us start talking hockey. People
We'll burn that ice.
Kyle Ruler will sound like he doesn't even know anything about hockey.
Did he play hockey?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
He talks like he played hockey.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
No, I just never heard him talk about it.
Coming up. What do we have coming up there, Ray?
Yeah, coming up. It's a great question from you. I had it on my note sheet.
We're going to talk to Herb from Northeast Philly, who has something on the Eagles trades.
To Herb.
Do you think Herb has any potential trade ideas?
I would be interested to see what Herb's hearing about the hot stove.
So Herb's...
I know he's got baseball sources.
Eagles insider Herb from Northeast Philly. Baseball, and we're going to hit them all with Herb. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another trade during the bye week from Howie. I'm Nate Tennyson with your Fanatic Sports Update. After trading for Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander last week, the Eagles acquired Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins for a 2026 third-round pick just this morning. Howie has been busy during the bye week to load up the Eagles for their second half of the season push. The Sixers beat the Nets last night, 129-105. Kelly Oubre had 29 points in the win, and Tyrese Maxey had 26. The Sixers are now 5-1 on the season. Flyers dropped back-to-back games over the weekend to the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames last night, 2-1. Travis Konechny scored the Flyers' only goal, and Rick Tonka spoke post-game and mentioned the need to find easy ice for the team.
Well, you got to keep pounding it, right? And we got to find people who want to continue to do it. So we'll find them. But it's my job to get these guys to do it, right? You had a good record going in 2 games ago, and we just the will wasn't there the last 2 games. We just didn't have the will.
The Union knocked out the Chicago Fire on Saturday to advance to the Eastern Conference semifinal of the MLS Cup playoffs. They'll face either NYCFC or Charlotte FC. This update was brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk available at straighttalk.com or Walmart. I'm Nate Tennyson on the home of the Flyers, the Sixers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Come on, Nate, mix it up a little bit, man. You're playing the same bumps multiple times. Come on, Ray.
Come on, Ray.
Well, you got to train him. He's your protege. Not that I don't love the song.
Hey, my job was just to record all the drops. I don't know who else puts them in.
His job was just to record all the drops
and the bump back music.
Right, but you're manually picking what song is played, right?
I have been, because our rotator doesn't include the full
right. So is
portion.
he using a rotator?
The rotator has been the only thing in use today.
Okay, well that's a bad job by you.
It is. It is. We'll clean
that's
it up.
why I yelled at you.
I'll clean it up. I'm not used to sitting here, man.
I know you're not. I know.
I'm getting comfy.
It's okay. I am. It's been a good show today. Everybody's done a great job. So, if that's the worst thing that happened is her return to the Mac twice and return to the Mac. But why?
I heard Heat Waves twice. And that was good for me. I like that song a lot.
But here's the thing. If it's a rotator, why isn't it rotating properly?
No, there's only 6 in the rotator right now, and we have 25 segments a show. So
why there's only 6 in the where are the other songs? Just not in the rotator.
Not in the rotator.
Well, put it in the rotator.
We can.
So we can rotate it.
Yeah. Right now, when you're doing the opening segment with whoever the co-host is right now me redoing everything that's in that playlist.
Okay.
Every show.
Okay.
That's how I spend my first 10 minutes of the show. Then you say hi to me. I say, hi, John. Good morning. How are you?
Feedback is coming up next segment. Herb in Northeast Philly joins us. Herbie, how are you, buddy?
What's up, Johnny Marks?
Are you working, Herb?
No, I'm not working. I'm doing my errands today. Got a lot of things to do.
How often do you work over at Wells Fargo or whatever it's called?
Well, this week we got 5 straight days off. Except on Thursday I got to be in there. They just called me in at 4:30 in the morning to the Big 5 mascots. They have to go downtown to do some kind of TV.
Now, you
promo
considered
or
security for the Xfinity Mobile Arena?
Yeah, something like that.
Do you carry any pepper spray or taser?
No, I don't carry that. No, I don't carry that.
Do you have a walkie-talkie?
No, I don't. I just drive my vehicle. That's all.
So if anything happened, what would you do?
I have my phone with me.
Okay.
I have contact with the supervisor.
Okay.
I saw her for the first time.
When did you see him?
I was going into NBC. Was it a week ago? And I saw the white car, the white little golf cart, and I was looking in. I was like, "There's no way that's Herb." And then it was. But Herb was moving so fast trying to get to someone. I was like, I can't stop.
Did you see him, Herb?
Yeah, I saw somebody. Yeah, there's a few people I see going over there.
But it was Ray Dunn, my producer and co-host today.
Okay.
You don't seem very impressed.
I don't think you saw me.
You got to send me his picture, then I actually will know that that's him. So
okay.
I can.
All right. All right. Well, I'm still trying to get that picture with you and Amy. Amy's going to be on. She on Wednesday this week. We'll call in on Wednesday so we can try to.
She came in yesterday.
She did?
I think she was in yesterday doing something.
Sixers game.
There.
Yeah, Sixers.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you got on the Eagles, Herb?
What do I got on the Eagles? I like what they did. They got they're still young players that realize that you're now on a Super Bowl champion team, going for the trying to do the same thing and play the last game in Santa Clara. So, I mean, you got to be fired up for, they made the trade for you, and now's the time to, get this defense humming, baby, humming.
So you want people screaming and yelling.
And I see good things. This week we had our day. We had the week off, and now we're sitting at home watching all these teams lose: Green Bay, Detroit, Washington.
Yep.
So we're in the drive. We're basically right now we're in the driver's seat. We just got to drive the car right down to the end zone and score, and start with Green Bay in a week. Next Monday, it's time to come out and do it. Get it and show this team who we are, that we are the number one team.
Herb, who's that famous actress that moved to Italy that died? I broke it to you that she passed away.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. She liked me and all.
Right. You don't remember her name.
She was 90 years old. I can't even think of her.
I know. I was just thinking about it because are you driving the old ladies around today?
I'll text you there. All right. I'll text you. How'd you like that Dodgers game, huh?
It was exciting. That's for sure. Thank you, Herb. Very exciting World Series. Obviously didn't like the ending. Felt bad for the Blue Jays. Hoffman gave up the home run, but Dodgers are a very good team.
It's. I don't want to call it funny because I feel bad for the guy, but it is funny that Hoffman gave up the home run.
Okay, yeah. The whole reason they didn't re-sign him was because he gave up high leverage, big spot home runs in the playoffs with the Phillies.
Yeah,
I know.
It doesn't make the Romano signing any better.
No, it doesn't. No, Hoffman had a great year. He helped get him there.
Yeah, he had a solid year.
But I was watching the game. I didn't feel like he was getting out of that ninth inning unscathed.
Well, again, I thought it was going to be Ohtani. Like, what, Rojas hits ninth, right? Ohtani was sitting on deck when this happens. Which then after that, it's like, all right, just put us all out of our misery, Ohtani. Do it so that we can do the entire offseason talking about how great you are, and then he didn't.
No, you're right. It was actually better he didn't make it up. He didn't do anything.
Will Smith.
Yep.
Biggest hit since getting jiggy with it. Am I right, guys?
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, no, that was terrible.
How about that?
That's unbelievable. Yeah, Herb, I find it hard to believe, but then again, he's told stories that were absolutely true. There was some old lady actress that liked Herb and wanted him to move to Italy with her.
And this wasn't like a text he got that asking for money?
I think he drove her in a limo. Herb used to own a limo company, so I think he drove her, and then there was, sometimes Herb has conversations. Maybe the other people aren't on the same wavelength as Herb in the conversations. Like he had saw Dombrowski in Texas. He went down and saw a game in Texas. And he saw Dombrowski, and Dombrowski told him, yeah, just hit me up at the facility because Herb wanted a job. So Herb actually called asking for Dombrowski. And I think they put him through to his voicemail or something.
I've heard Dombrowski's good with getting back at people's emails.
Well, he didn't get back to Herb.
Oh, well, sorry, Herb.
But the old lady died, and then he was telling me about it, and I'm like, Herb, she died like a month ago, and he was visibly upset because this lady, he thought that she was still alive, and he was ready to go out and visit her.
He was going to go move to.
We didn't know her name, which I feel like would have been a problem.
What? Wait. You're telling this had to have been a DM. Herb, next time we get him on the air, I need to hear this full story.
He drove her in a limo, and then they became friends, and I don't know if she really was asking him to come out, but that's what he claims. And then when he was talking about her, I said, well, she died. And he was very upset.
I can show you plenty of pending messages here, the DMs, where I've got women that want money and me to go somewhere for them.
It's not a DM on Twitter.
Well, you can get that text, too. I've gotten a couple of texts from a couple princesses that need my support.
And they're all
And the
very
reason
nice.
why I work as many jobs as I do, I have to pledge my support every time.
You have to. Coming up next, feedback on Middays with Marks.
Start your morning off right.
Coming up next, unfiltered Ricky Metallico. Bill Colarulo, noted Eagles insider. Colarulo.
Sure.
He called the trade. He was on it.
He did have their interest. There you go. I will give him that.
And I want to hear Ricky react to Gabe Kapler getting the GM job of the Marlins.
I would love if they actually just left the studio and left Ricky alone in the prison of the thought of Gabe Kapler.
Didn't give him anybody to talk to. He's got to talk to himself.
He just, 5 minutes of unfiltered Ricky. Unfiltered Ricky on Unfiltered. Just going after Gabe Kapler. Looking into the soul of the camera and to the entire Delaware Valley, talking about how he truly feels about Gabe Kapler.
5 minutes is a long time. Let's do 3. Not that he couldn't do it for 5 minutes, but, get him in there for 3 minutes. Have Bill say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and step out. Ricky, you're up. Gabe Kapler's the new GM of the Miami Marlins. Your thoughts? And you just let him go.
5 minutes, yeah. Maybe that's too long.
All right. By the way, the 1 o'clock hour of the program brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com. Call 610-980-4000 and tell them that John Mark sent you $300 off your procedure right now. 610-980-4000. Morgensternhair.com, the newest sponsor to the program.
Yeah, welcome to the program.
Welcome, Morgenstern. Love all those people over there. Let's get to feedback.
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in?
I can't fly! Email us at 975feedback@975thefanatic.com.
Say it! Let me tell you something!
Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
All right, what do we got?
Ray has the, I would be proud to call you my son-in-law look.
Yeah. So Ray shaved his beard for a mustache for his Halloween costume, then shaved the mustache. You look very much like a nice young man. You are a play-by-play announcer. You do talk radio. You proudly wear your Temple gear.
See, I think everything else about me would be stay away. I don't know how many people are like, I hope my future son-in-law works in sports talk radio.
Why? What do you mean? What are you saying about me?
Hey, it works for you, man. I'm just saying when you look at the media landscape, I don't think a lot of people are like, yeah, I want my future son-in-law in sports talk.
You do play-by-play.
Yeah.
All right. So but for a father, right?
Right.
Like for me, I have 3 daughters, and which are not anywhere near to. My oldest is almost 10, but in the future, you're going to be looking for okay, does he come from a good family? Is he smart? Can I tell if he's respectful or whatever? Right? My buddy John, when his daughter became old enough to date, she's probably 15. The boy came over, went up to the door, rang the doorbell, shook his hand, made eye contact, gave him a nice firm handshake. Because kids don't do that these days. They'll just beep out on the car. No.
No, you got to go up to the door.
Go up to the door, and he was skeptical. He's like, hold on. He's like, this kid did everything right. But that's what you want as a father. And I think you would offer that.
I'm wildly popular amongst the parents. Yes.
Yeah. You're a nice young man.
Yeah, the parents encourage me.
Nate as well. Nate's a nice Catholic boy. Yeah. Right? You want a nice guy. If you have daughters, you want a nice guy.
Yeah. Certifiable good man.
Correct. All right, what's next?
Ray looks like he makes EL fudge in a tree for Keebler.
That's a great line. You do.
That is a really good one.
It is.
I bet that was MBD. If I had to guess, that was MBD in the YouTube chat.
So you look better in person with the shaved face. The picture you have on Instagram, it's like, nah, man. Not that it's a bad picture, but it's not where you're used to with the beard. But in person, it's actually a better look without the beard. I wouldn't want to shave my face. This is the closest you'll see me shaving my face.
Yeah, everybody kind of cleaned up the facial hair on this program.
it was bad. It was too long, too much white. All right, what's next?
Ray looks like the Boy Scout leader that you can't trust.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, what do you say? You're obviously calling him a molester, almost. Come on, man. That's not nice.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Is there anything worse you could say about somebody?
No, probably not.
Probably not. All right, What's next?
He looks like he escaped Santa's workshop in his first stop. Is the YMCA basketball court.
Now, what's the line about you with Andy Dalton? Or Carson
Ozempic
Wentz?
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the beard, I am Ozempic Andy Dalton.
Correct.
Andy
So
Dalton,
you don't look
for
as
sure.
much like that.
No, I look. If I get a little like scruff going, I'll look a lot more like Carson Wentz.
So tomorrow.
Yeah. Wednesday. It's a tease.
All right. What's next?
Ray wants his picture in the dictionary for the definition of feedback.
Wow. So feedback in the dictionary would be Ray smiling without the beard. All right.
If anything, that's not me.
Yeah. Do we have any other ones? I mean, that's a good 6 Ray ones. What we got?
We still got more Ray ones. We got 7 in total today.
Do we have any other thing other than Ray feedback?
That's most of the YouTube chats today were all about Ray.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's feedback. There we go.
Ray looks like an 80s porn star who has struck out many times with the ladies and decided to go cry to some Michael Bolton in a Dodge Plymouth Grand Voyager with the mustache.
Wow, that's detailed.
Yeah,
You can bring the music down. That's
I don't
feedback.
like the fantasy that goes on there. Someone thought that entire thing out.
Hey, you can bring the music down. We're done. That's feedback.
We got one more.
No, we're good. We're good.
Good?
We're good, yeah. We're all right. So it's the end of the show. Just pot that down. We need to work on that when you're not working, when you're not here. That's feedback. 975-feedback at 975thefanatic.com. Or you can text feedback and then put your name in the text line, 610-632-0975. We have a Monday Night Football game. Why are the Cowboys only favored by 3 points at home against the Jacoby Brissett-led Cardinals? It's a weird line, right?
It's a very weird line.
And back in my olden days, I'd say that line's telling you to take the Cardinals, but I'm not doing that.
Okay.
The Cowboys are the better team.
You don't have to do it. I'm going to say it.
Taking the Cardinals?
Yeah.
All right. So here's why I think that, because whenever the Cowboys are involved, everybody always, especially when the Cowboys are good, people bet on the Cowboys. Everybody loves to bet on the Cowboys. But when they're kind of not great like this, I think it's fun for everybody to bet against the Cowboys. So they're baiting people into taking the Cardinals instead of taking the Cowboys. I'd be curious to see where the money swing was on this. I think that the Cardinals are actually. I mean, I don't like Kyler Murray at all, and maybe they're better off with Jacoby Brissett short term. I can't see the Cowboys losing this game tonight. You think they lose?
It's hard for me to like it. Like what you said there, you're right. I am absolutely betting against them because it's fun to watch them lose.
It is.
So that would be like my whole reason for going against them. I'm trying to look. So they're out. Trevon Diggs is out. Trevon Revel out. Elijah Clark. So they
it's up to 3.5 too.
Hurt in the secondary. Maybe that's what's keeping people out here on them. They've been banged up at they've lost some in the secondary already this year. Maybe a little banged up there, and that's what people think that. I don't know. Jacoby Brissett's not exactly the guy I think's lighting the.
But he's
world
not
on
going
fire.
to turn the ball over
That's
likely.
All he does. He keeps the football.
It's going to be a plotting game, and Dallas's defense is so bad. The over 53.5 I love. Because I see the Cardinals putting up in the 20s. I like the Cowboys. I got it at 3. It's 3.5 right now in the BetParks app. So it did go up a half of a point.
Coming off of a loss, they got smoked by Denver. Maybe that's it. Maybe the Vegas is reacting to them losing by 20 to Denver, and that's like this team might be watching. What a weekend it'd be if we got everyone losing and then the Cowboys on Monday night too.
That'd be unbelievable.
Great run for us.
I don't think it could have been a better weekend, other than maybe the Bears losing because that's NFC implications or whatever, and the Eagles play them head to head.
Seahawks had to beat the Commanders. So yeah, you're really
right.
Just kind of sad.
But because we had the Bears as our lock of the week, so I was happy to see that.
Yes, I'm 2-1 in lock of the weeks.
Me too.
And
me too.
Harry
had Cal over Virginia, and I saw it was covering when I looked at it. It was in the second half. Cal, Virginia. Yeah, because Harry's been on too.
Yeah, what a lock to have.
That's that's what I'm saying. Like someone had to have given him that. Virginia won by 10, so he lost.
Oh,
so he's
1-2 in the.
Yeah. We're gonna need to lock him up. Harry will be on with mornings tomorrow.
Yes.
And then he's gonna come in with us for a couple hours. Jason Martinez is the co-host tomorrow, and it's All-Star Day. So Harry's with us a little bit. Ricky and Bill will be from 12 to 1. Silvana comes in at 1 o'clock. Connor is with us as well, I think at 11 o'clock. Checo's with us. So we have a pair of Flyers tickets that we're giving away during the show. But we're going to play the what do you call it? The Flyer in an envelope.
Something very important for tomorrow with the morning show. Be tuned in for Harry Mays because Andrew's told me it's going to be an incredible run back of some of the old Fanatic days of Harry Mays, and he's got the audio from way back.
Yeah, Andrew was here very, very late today working on it.
Yes.
And I'm going to be on with Harry tomorrow morning, too. So I hear we're doing Fanatic trivia, old school Fanatic trivia. Well, why is Colarulo and Ricky in here early?
They have no respect of anyone else's space. You breathe near the studio while they're on TV, and you get a warning.
Well, it's because they're on TV.
Yeah, you walk around here during our show, forget it. Nobody cares.
Coming up next, unfiltered Ricky Bo and insider Bill Colarulo. Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Sean. See you.
Now on